one, I'm Sturgis. Dicks, balls, and backdoor actions.
Hey everybody! Have you heard about the Drunken Peasants Patreon? It helps support the show while getting you some cool perks. Check it out! For $1 per month, you get to use our exclusive fan chat that appears at the bottom of the screen on every episode. For $5 per month, you get 2 new private shows, including Actual Mania, as well as our back catalog of private shows, plus all lower tier perks. For $10 per month, you get all of our monthly video content. This includes multiple post shows, our monthly reviews, our back catalog of all that content, plus all lower tier perks. For $15 per month, your name will appear in the ending credits of each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $25 per month, you get to take part in our monthly booking committee hangout to help us book our Patreon content for that month, plus all lower tier perks. For $33 per month, you get an exclusive piece of DP merch each month, plus all lower tier perks. For $50 per month, you appear in the opening credits for each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $100 per month, you get to join us as a guest on an episode of the Drunken Peasants podcast. Plus, you guessed it, all lower tier perks. Visit patreon.com/DP now to become a patron of the Drunken Peasants podcast.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
I gotta get away with this. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. This is episode 1250.
Going live.
Back again for a Thursday show, second show of the week. And we're at 21% of the goal. I have the cool Streamlabs link right there in the chat. If you want to help contribute, it's right there. Send us a couple bucks, help us get a little bit closer to the goal. That would be most definitely what's up. Also, tomorrow is our first Patreon private show of the month. You can catch it by signing up at patreon.com/DP at the $5 or higher tier perk to catch that show as well as the show we're going to be doing the following Friday. Tomorrow we will finally, once and for all, vote on the all-time greatest DP antagonist. We will be doing a top 10. There might be ties. You know, there might be ties.
What if they're all miserable? They're all equally as miserable.
I mean, you can vote based on your own criteria, like how miserable they are. That could be one. Or, you know, how endearing and adorable they are. That could be another one.
Would you say there's any endearing and adorable ones? JF Gary Eppy's on the list, right?
Okay, yes. We are going to officially release the list that everyone will be voting on tomorrow. You only get one vote tomorrow. You should sign up. Patreon.com/DP, the $5 or higher tier perk. You should do this because you get to pick. And these here they are. Your top 10 that you, the people, will vote on. So not only... my ask of all of you right now is not only that you sign up at patreon.com/DP to watch this show tomorrow, but also that you go to our Discord, and in our Discord, there's a private shows section. I would like for you to drop for me your favorite video that's around 8 minutes long, or edit one for me, or at least like clip it using YouTube's Clipper so I can edit it if I need to. Drop me your favorites from this list. Some of them are going to be tough. Like Kendall, his videos are like 3 hours of just a run-on sentence. One single run-on sentence for 3 hours.
Some of you probably have the one of him and his dad fighting at the TV. That was a good one.
I do have to say that based on all the individual mentions, this became the definitive list. There were no ties at the bottom, but a few people almost made it. There was almost like a three-way tie for last place, but JF got one extra vote that pushed him over the top. And
that one vote was actually from the missing Mama JF.
I sounded like I when I tried to do JF there, I sounded more like King Cobra's ringtone than Mama JF. So yeah, Joseph Martelli. I remember when that man was stalking me. But I do want to say, allegedly, as far as we actually know, Brett Keane gave Joseph Martelli our docs and shit. Like, Brett Keane was trying to get Joseph Martelli to do something stupid on his behalf.
Brett hired a hitman, Joseph Martelli, to take you guys out.
Yeah. So
didn't Pimp Monk run him off or something?
No, Tommy from the Bronx, who is really who is very large in person. Like, he's a pretty big guy. Kind of scary, like, big guy. He went after Martelli, but Martelli could run deceptively fast. That dude took off. But I guess when there's like 25 people chasing you, you probably find a way to run the fastest you've ever have in your life.
All your adrenaline releases, you get this mega boost. You don't care about anything else. Survival's on the line.
But you're also like a fat shit who's insane. But yeah, there was probably like 200 to 300 people at that event. At least 25 people chased him. That's a good amount of people to have chasing you. You know what I mean? Like,
one of the benefits of being so fat is that you never run from anyone. That's what I've noticed in my life. I've never ran from anyone because I physically can't.
Yeah. I guess if 25 people came after you and they were all like coming
I'd be like, let's get some, boys.
You probably take out as many as you can.
I would say that I guarantee you the first one to swing ain't going to get me. So be brave. It's going to take about 7 of you before I stop.
Yeah. So, and there's video of that shit. So I could use your help, DP audience, because when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to get to work on this. We're going to be featuring the better videos. And I want Brett to walk away with it only if he deserves it. And I will say Brett was the first, and Brett was a phenomenon that almost can't even be duplicated. Because when most people cover lolcows, they don't create their own lolcows. They cover them because they already have an audience watching them. But Brett Keane, no one gave a shit about Brett Keane. And then DP covered Brett Keane and people gave a shit about him. And he still kind of milks that till this day.
Do you think Sturgis was a DP?
He's almost at that same level. Tommy Sotomayor had a big audience. He's kind of the rare one out of everyone on here. He's the one, like, he was actually a guy with some name recognition. Shanny and Rev, they got some, but it was for like, Tommy Sotomayor has an audience of people that adore him. And none of the other people, well, JF had that too. But Tommy Sotomayor to a larger extent, I would say.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to put my 2 cents in on everybody. If Brett Keane is the man to beat, I'm going to try and sell every single other person as the person to beat him. Tune in for that.
Yeah. So, yes, you don't want to miss it. What time you want to do it tomorrow? Let's just decide right now so we can tell all the people. What time do you want to start the pre-show?
Do pre-show at 4:20? Is that too early?
It's not too early. I
like
just
4:20 West Coast Pacific time.
Yes. I just want. I hope you, the people, will help me. I need around 8 minutes of good content from each one of these people. That's all I need. Please like the stream. We're going to get into the show now. And the way we like to do that these days, especially when we're talking about the sexy gothic bad boy, is by playing our new intro. Here it is.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
Stand up. Stand up.
It's amazing. Stand up.
Beta baby. All right. I also have a King Cobra soundboard provided to me by the fans. They gave me a whole bunch of sound bites, so now I have like
yes.
I have
fuck with King Cobra, get bit, motherfucker. So apparently there's a female ghost in this apartment building who thinks I'm attractive.
There's a bunch of good ones. And then there's like the freak out ones.
Pissing me off!
Someone did a cool edit because King Cobra, he got a new phone in December because he got mad and smashed it.
Yeah.
And then the other night, I was doing the last episode with Pimp Monk here, and Pimp Monk doesn't watch a lot of King Cobra, so I was like, he just got a new phone. He gets mad at his phone and smashes it. He gets mad at inanimate objects and like crushes them and screams at them. And then not even like 30 to 60 minutes later, someone's like, Cobra just smashed his phone.
His new phone?
His new phone. Yeah.
Damn, Cobes.
Someone made this cool edit. Check this out. Height.
Super Smash iPhone.
3, 2, 1, go!
Greg fucked up my cell phone and it won't stop playing. Okay, now it stopped playing. Fuck you!
He's wearing rings too. Like it's a harder surface, and his rings have like little points on them. So so when you hit a glass screen with it, it's gonna cause like shatter points on it.
And this is it. He's also using a drink combo breaker.
Combo breaker.
Fuck you! You stupid fucking faggot!
Gay!
Damn! Gotta have the victory dance. That phone didn't do nothing.
I just got this cell phone, and of course you had to.
He didn't even have it for a whole month.
Cute, to be fair. It kinda was asking for it going.
That phone was.
You don't like it? You don't fucking like it? Then maybe you shouldn't fucking go against the grain. Freak out about it.
All right. Here's some of the latest from Cobra. I think it might have been during the same stream after he smashed his phone. Someone sent him 4 like 1.5 liter bottles of vodka.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Facebook. Back.
Look at the big box of wood chips in the background.
With another little video update. My cell phone broke again. It is what it is.
My cell phone broke again.
Yeah, and here's the dumb thing. He's like, Yeah, I think it's a conspiracy from that website I buy phones from. They make them weak on purpose. It's like, no, you hit it like 20 times. Yes!
Better not go against the grain,
Better
boy.
not go against the grain, boy.
Never.
Yeah. He hit it with those hard-ass rings, too.
Right. Like when you're punching glass with a ring, and he did it like 20 times.
Yeah, and you could see he was aiming with the rings too. Like he wasn't just like I don't think I've ever punched my phone once at all.
No.
I don't think I've ever hit my phone. I can't think of ever doing anything to my phone on purpose other than, putting it on vibrate and resting against my balls.
Ooh.
But yeah, that was like he was trying to break it.
Right.
He was actively trying to destroy that phone, and it worked.
Like that, the screen just cracked.
It just cracked.
He makes it sound like he hit it once and not that hard. That's the story that he tells now, but it's all on video.
Well, I think once he hit it not that hard.
And then the next 19 times he hit it super hard with the rings.
Yeah, but that one time he hit it not so hard, it went against the grain. What was he supposed to do?
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'll smoke you until you're dead. Normally when I get phones from this company, it takes more than a smack to break it. So I feel kind of gypped on that. But
He feels kind of gypped.
There's no way he wasn't trying to break that phone. Boglum Chronicles is in the chat. Boglum Chronicles knows.
I'll smoke you.
It's pissing me off. The point. So if you can't get a hold of me, that's why.
If you can't get a hold of him, it's because that shisty website sold him a phone that couldn't take a punch.
Yeah, I can't wait till someone tries to get a hold of him with a singing telegram and he just beats the shit out of the singer.
I wish there was still like literal Western Union telegrams. I don't
know why there's not an app to just have like people deliver messages like that, like Uber for messages. You could, it'd be so easy to set up a Telegram app.
Yeah, but like I feel like it's so unnecessary that no one does it. That's why they stopped actual telegrams, and mail is only like all I get mostly is junk mail. Like even my bills are online. Yeah. So most of the mail I get. Yeah.
If there's not an app yet for telegrams, there should just be an app where someone drives to your house and reads a message from your friend, knocks on the door and says, "Hey, your buddy says you got a sticky dumper." You're like, "What?" That's what your buddy says. All right, bye. And then he leaves. You pay someone $9 to do it. That's worth it.
One of my YouTube fans sent me 4 bottles of Fletchman's Royal Vodka.
That's murder liquid.
4 giant plastic bottles of vodka. The good stuff.
That is murder juice.
Dude.
Oh, crap.
I don't think... See, if I did this enough, I would be taking the most brutal dumps, and I would have to take time off. I can't hang. I wish Cobra would do Spin Till You Spew. That would be the greatest episode ever, because he would win. He would get every question wrong and still win.
Really appreciate that.
I don't think he would make it through because he would beat the shit out of his phone while he was answering questions.
Maybe.
Let's pour ourselves a little cocktail and go back to sleep after this video.
He's gonna go back to sleep after this video.
Just a little nightcap.
He lives a life of luxury.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to ask anyone to help me replace my cell phone.
I want King Cobra to use a Ouija board to bring the spirit of Robin Leach to his apartment and do a Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous in his apartment from the Ouija board. Can we get that?
I heard Robin Leach has a crush on him.
Because
champagne wishes and caviar dreams.
It's my own damn fault.
People sent him caviar, right? Didn't he put it in the
It was not
burrito
real. It wasn't real caviar. But
It wasn't expensive caviar, but it was caviar, right? It was the cheap
Breaking
bullshit.
up, so what do you do?
Little bush light peach for the king.
It's only like 4%. So he'll drink like 20 of those. And each one is probably what, like almost 100 calories or more. And it's only yeah.
One of the other things he does with his alcohol is he always mixes it with non-alcoholic stuff too. So even when he has a higher grade alcoholic content, it ends up dissolving down to about 4% with all the bullshit, the Mountain Dew and everything he mixes in with it.
Not when he pours like half a bottle of Jack into it, though. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I think he's already poured a bottle of vodka, and he's going to pour the Bush Peach Light. Yeah.
That's more than 4%.
Oh, that's way more than 4%.
Girl who's super crazy about me. Facebook. Her name's Jessica, and
Oh, he's talking about, dude. She
Naked
is
and Afraid.
Naked and Laughing. Naked and Afraid is a weird reality show where naked people try to survive in the wilderness together, which is insane.
she runs a YouTube channel called Naked and Laughing.
I wonder how often, because it's always a man and the woman, and when they first meet each other in that show, they're naked. I wonder how often the dude gets a boner and it's all awkward.
I don't think I would get a boner, but I do think that the woman would want me to.
And she was getting this GoFundMe page set up so she could come out to Casper to see my ass. And my asshole idiot YouTube trolls mass flagged the GoFundMe page, and now...
Okay, I don't actually think that's true. I think she did take it down. And the word on the street is she was just trying to walk away with a cash grab. She doesn't seem... She acts crazy, but if you really look at it, you can tell it's an act. She's not, like, unhinged, in my opinion. She knows what she's doing.
Jessica's email is completely banned from the site.
Clever story.
Like, you have no idea, YouTube, Facebook, social media, the kind of pieces of shit that I put up with. And honestly, I'm tired of it, man. You know, I haven't done shit to people. I might have been a little bit of an asshole to people I didn't like growing up, but now that I'm...
Yeah, you know, ironically enough, the day after we did our thing where you were like, Cob's never admitted to bullying people, I watched a video where he was... It was a new video where he was like, you know, back in the day, if I didn't like you, I'd bully you. So he, like, literally made a video admitting that when he was younger, he was a bully.
I could definitely see that in him.
No, you said you couldn't, though! You liar!
When I said I couldn't see him bullying, it was only a way for me to protect the angry little man. I never saw a video of him saying that.
He did. From what
his dad had said earlier was that Cobra was a sweet Disney boy. So I assumed a sweet Disney boy wouldn't bully people, but that's the problem. I wasn't looking him as the Prince Charming character. He was Quasimodo.
He actually, I
thought Quasimodo wouldn't bully people.
Ironically enough, his next several videos, when he would get like super drunk, he admitted that he bullied people that he didn't like when he was younger. So
now I relate to him more.
I know. That's why I said you had admitted to bullying people when you were defending him.
Mature adults.
I still bully people.
You know what I'm saying?
So full of shit.
Now that I'm a mature adult, I could give a shit, you know? If I don't like you, I don't talk to you. It's just, I don't go out of my way to bully anyone anymore. You know, I'm a completely different person than what I was in high school, but that's... neither here nor there.
I only signed up for this podcast because I thought DP stood for down punching. I love bullying.
They're trying way too hard to force labels on us, and they're gaslighting her and they're rushing it. And they're doing everything in their powerless lives to harass Jessica, and I'm just so tired of it, dude. I'm like, you know, if my YouTube trolls could stop sucking my cock for 5 fucking minutes,
Whoa.
They would find that there was a world beyond
Nope, they can't stop sucking his cock for 5 minutes.
hating Cobra, and it's just, I'm so sick of it, dude.
They usually go to at least 10 minutes.
I strained my wine.
Wine!
What was it, yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. But I strained it, and as soon as I cracked open that jar,
A little spill? A little spill on the pants? No big deal.
The other night when he broke his phone, he was spilling shit everywhere. I'm glad the cops didn't show up, though.
It straight up smelled like alcohol, dude. I was like, yeah, man. We're making ourselves a jar of apple silk. So
what's apple silk?
Trying that. When I poured the liquid through the strainer, it definitely smelled like alcohol. But
He like gaslights himself into believing a lot of this shit.
it wasn't quite topped off, so I poured some more of the Mott's 100% apple juice in there to top it off. And now I got a full jar of my apple silk mead, and it's looking and smelling delicious.
Apple silk
Now, when you're
mead.
making
What's the silk part, or is he putting literal silk into the meat now?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
He's putting-
Is he pouring?
He's putting
soy milk in there?
No, he's putting silk worms into it to let them ferment.
Gotta eat the silkworm at the bottom of the apple tequila mead.
It's like mezcal.
your own homemade wine, the key is to wait patiently, folks.
They told me not to put dairy in my mead, so I started using silk, soy milk.
I'm really enjoying making my own homemade alcohol. But that's not the point of this Facebook video. No. 1 second. Vodka,
He's like,
beer on cheese.
He's like, I enjoy making my homemade alcohol. He pours alcohol into it, though. He's
It's not-
basically just
yes.
making rotten mixer.
Yes.
That'll do it. That'll do the trick. Oh, yeah.
Oh, strong one.
No, I'd like to hang out with Jessica and get to know her, but it's going to take a lot longer than anticipated because as soon as Jessica went on camera and said, I think Josh is cute, fucking all my YouTube trolls started attacking her. And she deals with her own YouTube trolls. So right off the bat, we have a lot in common. We're both going through a 6-year sexual dry spell.
No.
They're both 6 years dry.
She is lying. She is lying. That is, if she told him that, she is lying. She is absolutely lying.
A lot of women her age go into a sexual drought.
We've both been told no by everyone we've liked growing up. We both,
Wow. Okay.
both like snakes. We both like to drink.
They do like snakes and
And-
alcohol.
You know, if you ever see Jessica, you know, she's got a mouth on her, and I'm all right with that, man. I love Jessica's loud mouth. Her sass is what I call it. You know, she's sassy, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
A king needs a queen.
And it's like, oh, Cobra, she's not goth. And I'm like, I give a shit. You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of women I've crushed
Goth
on.
was
that
never
weren't
one of his commandments. Is she?
goth.
Is she alive? Yeah.
Alive.
And quite frankly, I don't care. In my defense, I always go after the hottest chicks because, and you know what I do, how I do, you know, and every chick I've liked since the 4th grade has told me no, and quite frankly, it hurts.
Oh.
So he's admitting all the women that he actually had a chance with that gave him a chance, he didn't actually like them.
Yeah, of course. He banged one girl in the back of a van for some cigarettes.
That wasn't it, though. There was Stephanie. There was a few others too. I can't remember their names right now, but so he didn't actually like them.
He was the sexy rock star gothic bad boy. He just settled for these women because they were dying to be with him.
And I've let that go because I'm a famous YouTuber now. All these women that I went to high school with are going, oh, Josh and his Cobras. Yeah, well, he did something with his life involving Cobras. That's like his thing.
It's funny because
Jessica used to be a cam girl. Cobes and Jess should make an OnlyFans. End the dry spell on video and make some money.
Honestly, if they sold the dry spell video for $9.99, they'd probably make $1,000.
Oh.
There's probably 100 people that would.
What would happen
$10
is
to watch them bang.
Well, a bunch of trolls would get together and get one of them to pay for it, and then they would record it and leak it everywhere immediately.
Yeah, but he'd still probably get 100 people that buy it. 100 sickos ready to fap without waiting.
Yeah.
And if they put it on a platform like OnlyFans, they DCMA that stuff pretty quickly. They have a pretty good automatic DCMA.
Yeah. I literally made $1,400 and some odd dollars on YouTube last month during the holidays, so I really appreciate that. Now I'm
Happy
just
holidays.
for Google to drop that into my bank account so I can get another cell phone. Now it's just a waiting game. A lot of people are going, huh, how come Cobra's not texting me back? Did I do something to upset him? And it's like, no.
The phone, unfortunately, was defective.
Change my cell phone number because, quite frankly, to be honest with you, I like having the connection that I have with my YouTube fans. And as soon as I change my cell phone number, the trolls will just find out which number I changed it to and continue the process all over again. So I'm not going to keep changing my number to hide from these cowards. I refuse. I've been bullied my entire life, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it, but there's not a damn...
That's another reason I kind of found it believable that he had been bullied, because, like, a lot of people, when they get bullied by stronger people, they bully people weaker than them, too, and that's kind of a common thing. And when you're a kid, like, the way kids grow, you're, like, drastically larger than people, like, 2 to 3 grades lower than you in elementary school. So there's kind of like a weird bully cascading effect with that. So I could see it happening. It's not that it doesn't
hurt people.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it except keep on.
Lord Alcaraz says he pirates OF content all the time, and I'm wrong with this one. Well, I don't pirate OF content. I'm proud of you for pirating it. Those girls need to get paid. I hope you only pirate ones that are already rich. You better not pirate poor OnlyFans girls. Just the rich ones. Eat the rich, not the poor. You're jealous of King Cobra JFS says not enough fart content from Jessica to keep Cobes interested?
Oh, he's still interested.
No, I see why a lot of celebrities keep their personal cell phone numbers private, because it is what it is. I've got almost 90,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I can't say I'm complaining. You know what I'm saying, Facebook? It's pretty freaking sweet, I'm not going to lie. If I focus on all the negative crap that I hate about being King Cobra JFS, then, I'm depressed about it. But if I focus on all the awesome things, honestly, I love being King Cobra JFS. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, you know what? No harm done with that.
Jeff Holiday says people offer to buy Jessica bus tickets and she refuses.
Yeah.
Why won't she go on a bus ride to bang Cobra?
Because she'd rather successfully cash in on a, $5,000 to $10,000 GoFundMe campaign and go out to visit Cobra and not fuck him and keep all the money. I mean,
see, this is why I think she's a boglum.
She pretends to be one.
I think she is one because only someone that stupid would think that they'd give her $5,000 to fuck Cobra.
Put my heart and soul into my YouTube, and it's starting to pay off. People love my videos, the food hacks, the drink combos. And I'll go on YouTube and make drinks like this one right here, where I'm combining beer and vodka because why not?
Why not? That bugs
on
the
my
bell.
live stream, what was it, a couple days ago? One of my YouTube fans sent me 4 big ass bottles of vodka through the alcohol delivery service that I use, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's stop breaking your damn cell phones, have a stiff drink, and take a deep
Lamort
breath.
says she always says she wants to spoil him, and that's why she wanted the $6,000. I mean, somebody just needs to give her $6,000 and see once and for all if she's going to spoil King Cobra. Cobra deserves a woman who will spend $6,000 on him. If she's that woman, I think you guys should just give her $6,000 to find out.
Okay.
Hot Bog Bukkake is the final goal. Nasty. Yeah, handies are not dry spell ending performances. We need the full oink.
Yeah.
We need the eggs Benedict.
So if you don't count a handy from a legitimate romantic partner, would full service from a hooker and the dry spell then? Because that's also it's not he paid for it or someone else paid for it. Does that end the dry spell by those same standards?
Sex is sex even if you pay for it.
Okay.
I would never pay for it.
Do you think there are a lot of hookers in Casper? There's probably almost none.
No, we looked one night, me and Zoe in the community who used to troll Jared Genesis.
Yeah.
We spent a good 6 hours searching for prostitutes in the Wyoming area. We were
I didn't know
let's
about
just
that.
send a prostitute to her house. We were in the DP Discord, and Zoe was finding a bunch of girls that I think were catfishes, and I was bummed because we were so close to spending $700 on getting Cobra.
I would think
we were
that
going to make Magicus pay for it.
I would think that in Casper, most of the ads would probably just be undercover cops or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
In a town like Casper, yeah.
We were finding pictures the whole. I think the whole Discord was in on it. I can't remember because
I don't remember that. I must not have been there when that happened.
You were probably sleeping. It was a late
I'm an
night.
old man. I'm an old man, and I normally don't stay up late.
We were bouncing around links, and every time we'd find a link, we'd think it was a girl in Casper, and then we'd find out it was some alt goth model's picture being used, probably to have you show up to the hotel.
To have King Cobra show up.
Well, the usual payoff for that is there's a girl that is not the girl photographed, and you get there, and they still charge you the money, and you bang her. That's best case scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Worst case scenario is you show up, and there's a bunch of dudes there that beat you up and take your money.
There's both Jeff Holiday and Matt in the chat. The Mine for Lease, that's Matt that was here in the studio. Yeah.
Magicus is claiming he was not going to pay for Cobra's prostitute. Magicus, we never asked you because we hadn't found one yet. If we found one, we were going to convince you to do it. You were going to do it. We were going to convince you. We can be very persuasive.
Smack my phones. It takes a couple of hard smacks before it breaks. So the fact that my phone broke in like 2 smacks or less, I feel a little bit jaded. And
it was not 2 smacks. It was 2 smacks per every 10 seconds. Is what it was. It was like
or less,
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, like that. It was like
Cobra said 2 smacks or less. It could have just been 1 smack.
No, it wasn't.
It could have been just
we
one.
We just watched it.
Yep, but it is what it is.
It's weird to just lie about something that you did live on video and then like just left it up like that. It's very weird.
So like, I'm making this video for Facebook. So in case anyone's trying to get a hold of me through my cell phone and they can't, and they're going, "What the
Lord
fuck?"
Magicus says, "Wouldn't you rather I give you $700?"
Yes.
Magicus. I am not a woman, cisgender woman. Cobra wouldn't have sex with me. We've already looked down the menu of Cobra's demands.
I think what Magicus means is he would give us the money to spit roast a hooker.
No, he said me.
Oh.
He said
Oh,
you
you.
700. Yeah,
Oh,
so I think
God.
he wants me to have sex with King Cobra for money.
Why isn't Josh answering his phone? And it's like, because I lost my temper again.
You're jealous of KingCobraJFS says a hooker would refuse service in Cobb's case. She doesn't want
No.
a throat infection.
No.
And, you know, Jessica's
She would
got
not
a bit
refuse
of a
it.
temper on her.
She probably
too,
already
I
has a
noticed.
throat infection.
You know, and I don't judge her for it because I get it. Life
Maybe
is
if his
hard
dick
and
looked like the
frustrating,
tops
and
of
all
his
you can do
feet,
is
she might refuse it.
make the best of it.
Wow, Magicus put a fucking bag on my head. Magicus said, "Deal, Billy. You get $700 if you
You know, my
personally have
stepmom
sex with
Tanner's
King
got me
Cobra JFS." There's a bounty out. There's a
Sign
booty
up.
bounty.
Autograph photo of Ozzy Osbourne for Christmas. And it just made me feel like absolute shit for the way I acted. And, you know,
Oh, that night that
I
he
spent my entire-
that night that he broke his phone later on, he wept. He wept like severely hard, like talking about how he
Was it
pissed-
because Vosh dropped Tacoma Tinder?
No, it was because he was so mean to his family on Christmas, but his stepmom got him an autographed picture of Ozzy Osbourne. And he was like like holding the picture and like weeping over it, like being like, "Oh, such an asshole." So at least he has that. He like it takes him a while to feel remorse when he does fuck up. Like it takes him a minute to kind of like look back on it.
entire life getting critiqued and bullied, and nothing I do is ever good enough for anyone. So I'm a little defensive, and I got to work on that and be like, not everyone's trying to attack me, man.
Not everyone's trying to attack him. His phone maybe wasn't trying to attack him.
He needs
maybe he didn't have to beat up his phone.
He does have a weird thing of getting mad at like objects, like inanimate, unalive objects.
Unalive.
You know, and I want to get my stepmom Tannis something nice to pay back. You know, it's not even about paying back. It's just how I am. You know, if you get me something for the holidays, I'm going to do what I can to get you something back. Even if it's
So he's
late.
going to get a tattoo for her?
Matter of fact,
He's gonna get her name tattooed on his penis.
created dirt sweatshirts because, yeah. Fucking social media doesn't give a shit! The website I use to make my t-shirts for my YouTube is called
Customized Girl.
And I can make
He probably made that website way more popular than it was before. I think that was just because he kept getting banned from like Teespring and Redbubble and all the really popular t-shirt printing and merch printing platforms. And I had never heard of customized girl before. It's funny that that's what he sells his shit off of. I love it.
He should get a account on Pro Wrestling Tees like Scott Henson uses.
Shirts,
Ooh woo.
hoodies, and...
Did you see Ricky Berwick challenge Joey Janela to a wrestling match? They're actually in Toronto tonight. I wonder if Ricky Berwick showed up.
Does Ricky live in the GTA?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was he challenged him, and they had an Instagram live video, I guess, and they talked their shit back and forth, and there was rumor Joey Janela was like, "I'll be in your town Thursday. You show up." And Ricky's like, "I'm gonna show up and hit you with my hover round," or whatever the hell he has.
I would just pick up Ricky and throw him in the river.
Yeah.
Dice for my family.
I would just show up with Ricky, and I'd be his seeing eye dog, and I would just eat up Joey Janela for my boy Ricky.
And I use that website to create my stepmom a women's liberation t-shirt, you know. And why I'm so adamant about women's rights is because I was raised by a feminist, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Male feminists always have women's best intentions in mind.
Now, growing up, I faced abandonment issues because of my biological birth mom, Laura, and my asshole YouTube followers.
I feel like I'm his psychologist listening to this right now. The way he's talking, it sounds like a therapy session.
Someone should send him one of those therapy couches. Just have him lay out.
We could lay on it.
Found this random.
And then, is there a way to change Streamlabs donos to a German accent? Because then it can be like Sigmund Freud giving him therapy, and he'll lay on his weird like psychiatry couch.
Would we just do cocaine and make up psychobabble?
Yep.
Lit.
And also have sexual intercourse.
Chick on YouTube, and they keep going, "Oh, Cobra, this is your mom." Like, just because she does cooking videos and kind of looks like her doesn't mean shit. They keep going.
If there was a therapist YouTube channel that just focused on Lolcow videos, I would watch that.
You know, during the interview that your favorite son did with Cobra and his dad, Cobra sounded kind of worried that they might find his mom, but then Clint seemed very very sure that they won't find her. And I'm wondering, like, is she in a home of some sort? Because usually,
she probably died, and Clint doesn't have the heart to tell him.
I don't know about that, because there's actually a record of someone being dead that you could easily find. You could at least like find the grave or whatever. But if she's still alive and in like a medical facility, you can't like look up her address there. She wouldn't have like filled out anything that would have sold her information to the white pages or whatever.
Maybe she was two-timing with one of those Gotti boys, and she went federal assailant and turned on the Gotti boys and is in witness relocation.
Look, Billy,
now.
if you're not even willing to take King Cobra's biological mom and everything around this seriously, I'm not interested in having this conversation, sir.
Cobra. I'm like, no, the fuck.
She could have banged a Gotti boy and is in witness protection.
I've already looked into the issue, and if me and my dad can't find her, then y'all ain't gonna find her either. And quite frankly, it's kind of like, you ever think, okay, this might be a sensitive topic for Cobra, that maybe we should back off a little bit? No. People are fucking obsessed with me, dude.
People love toying with your sensitive sensibilities, Cobra.
Sometimes it's not healthy. It's like,
and your potent potables.
Space Girl asks, why do so many inanimate objects decide to be cute around Cobes?
They're adorable.
I think I'm more worried about the inanimate objects that are cute around Jared Genesis.
He shoved those in his butt.
He always had a pile of face-down stuffed animals with dick holes torn in the fucking bottom. That grossed me out.
Oh, I know what I did. I started my own cult. I fucking make wands. I make my own wine.
Wands, and colts.
Now, Cobra Cult is about believing in yourself.
Cobra's wine line should be called Colt 45.
Practicing black magic, worshiping Satan, and smoking marijuana, and using our satanic powers for good.
For good.
This is why I preach black flame to light my green smoke, power to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because the power is in our hands to change the world and make it a better place. When we work together as a collective unit, you know.
Hip, hip, hooray. Sip, sip, hooray. He's slow sipping that. That's the first one he poured,
Bushman's
right?
Royal Vodka mixed with Bush Peach Light. That's pretty tasty. Tastes like peach vodka. Ooh, that's got a bite to it.
It was half vodka. It was bottom rock gut, $14 a 2-liter vodka.
An 8-ball glass. Rep
Yeah,
that
boy.
logo. Someone sent me a Jack Daniels glass to my P.O. box, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. But yeah, the apple silk mead is looking delicious. When I cracked open the jar and then took the strainer and poured and put the strainer on top of the clean jar and started dumping the liquid from the other jar into it, it straight up smelled like alcohol, dude, not gonna lie. I'm like, yeah, I love making my own homemade wine. Well, in this case, mead. In honor of my Viking ancestors, of course.
Yes.
It's like
Viking blood. Where I don't know where he thinks his Viking ancestors are from. He says he's mostly British.
Difference between mead and wine, the only difference is that mead has honey in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And one of my fans sent me some turbo yeast, which when I'm making my own homemade alcohol, there's only like 2 kinds of yeast I prefer to use. 1118, which will proof out the alcohol by volume to 18%, but it takes a couple of weeks. Or if I don't want to wait, I'll use 24-hour or 48-hour, whatever, turbo yeast, and then I'll get like 20% alcohol by volume in a week. And I'm like, yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah, he's got some fail-safe yeast going from what we've heard from some mead makers that we're watching. They did say that the yeast should hold up.
Cobra's mom, Seth Look sent this in. It didn't play for whatever reason, but it says Cobra's mom is with Mama JF, Puff, and Wallace. That's right. We haven't forgotten about Wallace. What did you do to Wallace, Billy?
Hey, you'll never know.
My house almost collapsed because Wallace was a load-bearing wall.
Yeah, Wallace took a lot of loads.
Anyways, Facebook. Hope you're all having a fantastic hump day. It's now officially
It's funny that he streams to Facebook. I wonder what his numbers on Facebook are like. Probably nowhere near his YouTube numbers.
Wednesday, man.
Probably like 20.
And the
Yeah, I don't know. Facebook is weird. It's a whole different audience.
Like I said, I'm just waiting for Google to drop that 1,400 into my account.
He's waiting for it.
Do that.
Yeah, you know what?
And he'll get his new phone.
He wasn't making this, and now it's a good revenue source for Cobes. This is his first payoff. He got the monetization back in December. This is his January payoff. It's going to be $1,400. It's probably going to be even more. He might get like a solid, like, $3,000 to $5,000 income.
I hope so. It's the Lolcows are starting to get paid this year.
Boom.
You see Boogie and Wings getting their bag. You see Christine Weston Chandler getting her bag.
You know what I'm saying?
Was that a fart?
It sounded like it, but I don't know.
You know, I want to say I want to
Little Grundle thunder going down there.
Appreciate all the support that I get on my YouTube. I got so many people that just love what I do on YouTube, and I appreciate it.
Yes,
I
you
really
are
do.
loved, King Cobra. Games you love in the chat made a vomit emoji.
Satanic 11 Rules of the Earth, rule number 9.
Rule number 9.
Rule number 9 out of Satanic 11 Rules of the Earth: never hurt small children.
That's a good one.
A lot of people who start their own cults, they fuck up. Like, you see all these assholes like Charles Manson.
Huh.
And it's
Okay.
like,
I know how to start a
Charles
cult.
Manson would have stuck to just
That's
doing
true.
drugs and listening
We hear all about all of the Christian churches, Catholic churches, all the churches that do really, really well. And we hear somewhat of the ones that are manipulating and abusing people and children and stuff
The Charles
like that.
Manson cult was a very successful cult. They
but
they will
we don't-
never be forgotten. They had like influence throughout the 20th into the 21st century.
Yeah, but we don't hear about the cults that aren't getting caught for doing bad stuff. There's probably just as many cults out there that there are churches that are doing good things.
Well,
we just don't hear about them.
There's blurred lines between those two things, and one could argue they all are cults, but
You know,
Yeah,
but
I'm
then you
sure
have to
there's
be a
like
fucking-
tons of cults
fucking
out
little
there that are
asshole
really
about
cool.
it. And then when you brainwash people into committing murder, it's like, man, when you got a cult following like that, why fuck it up? Why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like Cobra cults, because I want to use my cult to make the world a better place. Instead of
Make
your
the world
stereotypical
a
cult
better
like
place.
bullshit, where it's either a sex cult or
Games you love says
random
there's some
shit
weird
like
cult
that, you
amongst the homeless in LA.
Fuck
There's a
that.
documentary about it out there. We should watch that
I believe
for a private
that.
show. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, there's a cult. There's a big cult between hobos that ride the rails. Like the
literal hobo. Hobos are rail riders. That's what a hobo was originally.
the rail riders have a cult too.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. Dude, when I was a kid, I met the king of the hobos. Everyone could look him up. His name was Steam Train Maury.
Did he try and kill you?
No.
Man, because I swear all those hobos just ride town to town doing murder.
Why would I bring it up that way if he tried to kill me?
I don't know. He was a good guy. Did you drink with him? What was the story?
Well, I was a little kid. He
okay.
he used to dress like Santa Claus.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find a fucking Yeah, I looked at. Yeah.
Did you meet him as Santa Claus or like?
He would do like Santa Claus pictures because he kind of looked like Santa Claus.
Steam Train Maury was the 5-time holder of the title King of the Hobos, and later Patriarch of the Hobos. Born to a broken home in Ohio, he was shunted from father to mother to aunt to married siblings. In 1931, at the age of 14, he began riding the rails as a hobo during the Great Depression. He settled in Toledo, Ohio with his wife, Wanda, in the late 1930s, where he worked as a cement mason and founded a trade school for masons. During World War II, he served in the military as a medical technician. In 1969, He returned to the hobo life for another 11 years, finally retiring in 1980.
Yeah.
He adopted the nickname Steam Train in 1969 when the Golden Spike Special Steam Train came through Ohio, returning home from the 100th anniversary of the completion of the first U.S. Transcontinental Railroad.
My dad had like because my dad was a rail worker. He had a Golden Spike type thing. So that was like a award in like the train world, which was kind of weird. Anyway.
This is my cult symbol. I call it a CobraGram. Here's the hood of the Cobra, and then you got the
Brother Man. Bill says my dad works for Microsoft. Do you live in Redmond?
tail.
Nice.
There's like 5 circles.
Does your dad ride the rails
Each
for
circle
Microsoft?
represents an element: earth,
The
fire,
Microsoft
wind, water,
rails.
and air. And the Stutzman Universal S represents spirits, universal power, and spirits like like the power of the universe and spirits, And when you tap into your mind's natural ability to, I've seen me do.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to include what Steam Train Maury looked like, and he kind of looked like T-Bob a little bit.
He's got a little T-Bob going. I wonder if T-Bob ever rode the rails.
But T-Bob is only in his like mid-50s, right? Or late 40s. Is T-Bob still in his 40s?
I think he's in his 50s now. I think he's in his 56, I think it was.
So here's Maury in his like Santa getup. He did the Santa thing like when he was older.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a hobo, like a true hobo. King
Amanda
of the hobo.
Kiefer in the chat says, I work for Sony, so he has to fight me. You have to fight Brother Man Bill's dad?
Shit, like I've seen me.
Are we going to
move
set
stuff
up a fight between Amanda Kiefer and Brother Man
Amanda
Bill's dad?
Kiefer can take. Yeah, I take Amanda Kiefer. She can take
with my mind.
I ran into her this weekend
Oh,
playing
did you?
Magic cards. She was at the Magic the Gathering restaurant that I play Magic cards with my buddies at. She came up and
The
said
one in
hi to me.
Bellevue?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
I said,
So,
I
Matilda-
said hi, and then she disappeared, and then I won my Magic the Gathering card game. I think I won that game. I don't know if it was good luck or not, but it was,
shit,
I was deep in some. Maybe it wasn't
People might
Magic at
think
that
it's
point. We
super
might have been playing a
nerdy,
board
but I'm
game at that
like,
point.
Yeah.
I remember we went there and you and Manny played a game, but I was too drunk to like even understand the game.
Oh, did you not play that with us? We played.
I played it for like one round and I'm
deck
like, I'm
building
too
game.
drunk to understand the game.
Yeah.
The power of the mind is a beautiful thing, Facebook. The power of the mind doctrines all religions. You got all these religions who are preaching, believe in Jesus. And then you got these assholes who are like, I don't believe in anything. And I'm like, believe in yourself, dude.
Exactly.
Watch what happens.
Believe in yourself. Put the faith in yourself that other people put in Jesus, and watch as you surpass them.
Marijuana is sacred in my cult.
Ooh, your
Black
cult.
flame to light my green smoke.
Most people that have a cult deny it's a cult and just claim it's something else. I like how he's just like, it's in my cult.
In my cult.
Which is basically saying devil's flame to light the devil's lettuce kind of thing. And I believe that Satan is misunderstood.
Most cults are disguised as religions, but some are even like protocols or like Jilly Juice or even like something. Hot yoga was a cult. In
Was
many
it?
ways. Yes. Yes.
Damn.
Yep.
A yoga cult.
You know.
Do you count the
I
Mary
want to see
Kay people
Drunken
as a
Peasants
cult?
play a spell slinger deck and try and manipulate the stack.
Gotta manipulate the stack.
What was your question? I missed that.
You have to get drunk and you have to play a spell slinger deck and manipulate the stack with a spell slinger deck. I think I have 2 spell slinger decks. You could either play my Lord of the Nazgul deck or my vampire.
I'll be right back. We'll
spell slinger deck. Those are the two you could play. Can't remember the name of the one. Angelo the Painter. I have an Angelo the Painter spell slinger deck and a Lord of the Nazgul spell slinger deck. For those of you that aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering cards, those decks revolve around casting instant and sorcery spells to gain supreme advantage over your opponents. Welcome to the Big Face Billy segment. Ask all the questions you'd ever want answers to. I'll give them to you right now. Mr. Driscoll says, Billy, what's your heaven? Ooh, baby, if you know what it's worth. My heaven is a place on earth. My heaven is right here, right now. Every moment of my life, I live towards the betterment of those around me, and thus the betterment of myself. I'm here right now to make you smile and laugh. That makes me happy. We are a codependent, symbiotic relationship. Thank you for that. Exclusive Sodex says, why does my PP not work? You know, honestly, a lot of it is probably in your head. Probably have some sort of mental block that's keeping you from getting aroused. Ooh, baby, let's go watch Joe Dirt. I watched a David Spade interview on the Bad Friends podcast this week. The more I watch David Spade, the more I think he's a sweet boy. Billy, fly or drive? I prefer to fly if it's a long ways. Driving could take days. I was thinking about driving down to California
Billy,
soon.
do you have Battletoads?
Hey! Battletoads 2. I have Battletoads 2. Roger Wilco says, I got Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Going to beat them before I play 3. I heard Baldur's Gate 3 is legit. Possum Buddy says, how much have you heard about the Mama Max drama? I have not heard much about it at all. I was not a fan of Mama Max. Mama Max, like a while ago, called out a bunch of people and was like, if you don't follow this video, you're aiding and abetting sickos. And it was like a very sicko way to do it. And I was like, I don't know if I trust this guy. And then Mama Max was staying at some friends of mine's Airbnb during VidCon. The VidCon I got COVID. I was supposed to go to the Airbnb the night that I had COVID. I had to cancel. Mudahar was there. And they were like, that whole weekend, they were like, Mama Max kind of, he's dating a girl that's kind of crazy. And I'm saying, dude, guys don't have this track record of dating this many crazy girls. He's the crazy guy. He's making the girl crazy. If you've dated more than 3 crazy girls and you didn't choose that, you made that. And then all this stuff that's coming out right now, I'm like, cool. Finally, my friends are not friends with Mama Max, so I don't have to pretend to think Mama Max isn't a complete sicko anymore. But yeah, let me know about the drama. Where should I watch? I watched one video on Mama Max like a year ago where all these girls were coming out against him, and I was like, I don't know anything about the drama at all now. All I know is I've known Mama Max was a weirdo for a while, and it's nice to now know that everybody else knows too.
It's my opinion. I mean, we can sit here and have a fundamental argument about this crap. It's like, oh, but God loves
Maxi
all
Poo
his
asks,
children.
is there a hierarchy amongst card players? Like, do Magic the Gathering players bully Pokemon kids, but the Pokemon kids pick on the Yu-Gi-Oh kids? Actually, there is definitely not a hierarchy, but there is like a snobbery amongst all
Is it
groups.
like skateboarders picking on the fruit booters? It's almost like D&D. I remember being a D&D player and being like, yeah, those Magic card kids are gay.
They don't really bully or pick on the other ones, but they're too engrossed in their own game to really care that much about the others. They don't think highly of the others because they're playing the wrong game.
But then I started playing Vampire the Masquerade, which was objectively gay. So it didn't even matter. Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I think that's a role-playing game now, right?
Vampire the Masquerade was a role-playing game back in the late 90s.
Yeah, I thought there was a card game, Jihad the Eternal Struggle, and I didn't know if that had something to do with Vampire the Masquerade or not.
So White Wolf Games made Vampire the Masquerade, and they made several individual games that all existed in the same game set where the rules could intertwine with each other. There was Changeling, Wraith, Werewolf, and Vampire, and there might have been another one. And they all kind of like they were their own games, but you could make like a cross promotion vampire werewolf. Yeah, Wraith. Someone said Wraith. Yeah, Wraith, Changeling. Yeah, so I used to play that shit.
God loved his children, then why the fuck do we have
My Lord of the Nazgul Spellslinger deck is a Wraith deck if you ever want to play Spellslinger drunk like they asked you to.
Nosferatu was a clan in Vampire. Someone was like, Nosferatu. No, that's part of Vampire. There were several clans in Vampire. There were several like factions in Werewolf. I'm guessing Wraith and Changeling have their own like factions within it or races.
One of those asshole questions.
You're jealous of King Cobra JFS says, I played the Star Trek card games back in the day. I did buy a deck of the Star Trek card games. I never played them. I did play the Star Wars card game. That's how I know so much about Star Wars.
Really?
I played that card game. I was the junior youth champion of the Northwest.
So we're only like a third of the way through this video. Should we move on? Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
To something else. Let's check out the next thing. And this will take us to the
Roger Wilco says, what's the hardest part about rollerblading? Telling your parents you're gay. Are they blind? Because if they see you rollerblading, they already know.
So this next one is so a little bit of backstory. The last few days on the Blaze, there's this show where they were going to have Ethan Van Sciver on as a guest. And they announced it as a debate between him and Eric July without even like really clearing it with both of them. And it's pretty hilarious that the Blaze is ready to be like, okay, we need ratings. Let's throw our boy Eric July under the bus for this drama that's getting a lot of clicks. That's literally what happened.
Damn. That's cold. I love it.
It did happen. And we're going to get into it. Here we go.
Turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
All right.
TP, are they going to touch me?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I took EVS, Ethan Van Sciver's stream reacting to Eric. So just a little backstory. There was supposed to be a debate between there was. Okay. No, I need to go back. The Blaze, that, you know, that guy that trolls the city council meetings and is like, he's like, I'm trans, but he clearly looks like a dude.
Alex Stein?
Yes. His show on the Blaze. He booked Ethan Van Sciver, but advertised it as a debate between him and Eric July out of nowhere.
Oh.
And Eric July, when or Ethan, when he found out about it, was like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do this. And Eric July was like, you're going to platform this man? So we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I edited a 3-hour EVS stream down to under 20 minutes of him reacting to this shit. So here it is.
All right, let's just go and watch Eric's video.
By the way, all of you on Twitter should troll the fuck out of Ethan Van Sciver and tell him to follow us.
I was going to move on and I was going to compliment Geeks and Gamers, but man, Eric July's looking rough, dude. Look at him. He looks like Bill Cosby.
He looks, to me, he does not look like a man that's like nearly
Eric
10 years younger
to
than
say
me.
He isn't doing drama anymore, but just the other day he got into it a little with me on Twitter until he blocked me.
Yep.
So I guess he's just dunking people who have a name.
Yep.
Damn.
This man right here looks, he does not look like a guy in his mid-30s to me. He does not.
Cosby after he was caught, you know? Look at his face, dude. Hold on a second here. Let me pause this. Eric, you got to do something to make yourself look a little bit more chipper. Like, you really look beat down lately. So here we go.
Sad I had to do this video, but it's wrongful information.
You look like Bill Cosby when they finally said, "Did you fuck those girls?" He had that same look on his face, man. You got it, Eric. You start laughing, start smiling, start enjoying yourself. None of this is a big deal, and this perpetuates it.
Floating out there, especially when my name is tied to something and people have an anticipation, expectation. I think it's very unfortunate you get people that get let down and then there's a bunch of nonsense floating out there. So let's speak about the factual information. Y'all saw the graphics. Supposedly I was going to be in some debate with another individual on Alex Stein's show. There's nothing.
Just say Ethan Van Sciver, man. You know, the thing about another...
Yeah, now he's doing this thing to this dude that he had done business with, that drew one of the covers to his books that I'm guessing he's still selling. And he's like, this individual, this other guy, this person I won't name. It's like, come on, dude.
He has the most successful cover on that campaign, I believe.
Yes, because he's the best artist out of all of them.
Individual, here's the thing: if you're gonna say this guy's a scam artist and a grifter and all this stuff, anything that might be, because I think scam artist might be defamation. You can say, in my opinion, but if you're gonna say like bad things like that, you might say in another certain individual to sort of cover your ass. But if you're just like, I was supposed to be on a debate with someone.
So he's even giving him some rope, being like, hey, yeah, when you're like forced to disparage someone, you want to protect yourself because maybe it might get legal. But he's like, if you're just stating something factual, like, yes, I was supposed to be in a debate with X, you're not saying anything bad about them at that point.
Just say my name. You're not defaming me. And it really looks
stupid. In the chat and says he is a sexier man than Eric July. I mean, if this was a sexual contest, I would give it to T-Bob.
Yes, 100% T-Bob. You win. You win this shit.
But at this point, it's really dumb. The attitude that like I can't like.
I almost wish we could have T-Bob to co-host tomorrow.
He's a competitor.
I want him there though.
Promote anybody. I can't say his name because then he's going to get promotion. Dude, we're already promoting this.
Even debate. Anyway, I done told y'all I'm not doing this back and forth stuff in 2024. As far as like even like my old stuff where I used to debate people on my channel or my show, I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that for months.
Why? Ever since you encountered Dick Masterson, ever since you encountered Vito, ever since Nick Rekieta made you look like a buffoon, and he did, you just stopped. Oh, it's because you're mature now, you moved on? Nick Rekieta buck broke you, dude. Nick Rekieta made you look like such a clown.
Whoa.
Never agreed to. However, apparently there was communication between Alex.
And by the way, I will say this is edited for brevity. I cut out so much shit. There's like hours of shit I cut out here.
And or his producers.
Just when I felt like there's a response to the video and he makes his whole point, then I move on to the
with
next
this
thing.
other guest, and this guest was going to be appearing on Tuesday. I had nothing to do with that. I did not speak about them to that degree. Apparently there were some conversations about catching him up, Alex himself up to speed with quote unquote drama, but I never had any sort of communication with Alex's team or anything about this whole ordeal. Then Tuesday happens, hours before the show, and I was contacted. Now, this is factual information. Again, it cannot be refuted. I'm going to read this word for word in terms of this communication. Hey, Eric. This is Alex Steins, producer.
Does he need to be sober?
The guest on
the show.
Never.
Never.
You can be as fucking blackout drunk as you want, my friend.
Show today. But we were wondering.
Look at that. You're not reading it word for word. You said other guests. See how he deliberately isn't going to say my name? Hey, this is what it actually said. Hey, Eric. This is Alex Steins, producer. We're going to have Ethan Van Sciver on the show. That's what it said, and you put other guest. It's so fucking childish, dude.
On the show as well. You can join via Skype if you don't want to come into the studio. I know y'all have been beefing online, so I think it will be a good way to set the record straight. Let me know if that works for you. Thanks. This is what I said in response. I'm not beefing with him. He's beefing with me. And
I'm chickening with you. It's not about the beef anymore. Chickens in the chat, everyone. I want chickens in the chat in our...
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Chat. I just want to see beautiful poultry.
I'm good on that. Is the goal to platform him to simply talk about me? Topics.
Did you say is the goal to platform him? You don't want me...
It is weird that he's like, why are you platforming him? He could be like, well, why do you want me to talk to him? But he's like, you're platforming him? He's saying, like, you're the company I work for, and that's the terminology he's admitting to here is indicative of what he's actually saying. And also, he's going to agree to it. So, literally, Eric agreed to this, and then... I think may have called someone higher up. I don't want to say literally Glenn Beck, but he talked to somebody up the food chain. And you'll see later.
He said, Glenn, this is Eric.
I love the way your butthole tastes.
I'm scared.
Platformed? Like, that's a whole thing, man. That's a whole... To use the word platform. Just say, you're going to have him on the show to talk about me? That platform thing is some fucking Zoe Quinn shit. All right, that's true.
Guest interview topics. Again, this is irrefutable and this stuff is out there. Now, I'm going to read you some of this. Now, did the other guests get this? Don't really know if that communication
Ask me.
happened.
No.
I can't confirm, but I'm going to read you what it says. Issues with ISOM #1 comic. Use of 3D models, tracing them to make artwork. Potentially rushed out, creating subpar products.
Guilty. Hold on a second. So this is what they were going to ask you. Let's run through this real quick.
Happened, I can't confirm, but I'm going to read you what it says. Issues with ISOM #1 comic. Use of 3D models.
Guilty. Use of 3D models. And you went on the African American Conservatives program, and they asked you about that right before I was on there. And you said, these people make shit up. Eric. All right, let me see here. Back to Eric.
Layout of the comic, vague writing, poor storyline.
Okay, so I went through that, like, vague writing. I think I can justify all that. I mean, at no point is anything grounded in anything. Like, the characters' motivations don't make sense. We lose focus about what the plot is about within the first 10 pages. All that stuff. Like, it's a chore to read. You kind of, it's like you started on a quest and then somebody hit you real hard in the head with a bag of rice, and then you went in a whole different direction. Like, I'm here to find Jasmine. I'm looking for Jasmine. Who's Jasmine? She's a girl I used to make hip hop records with who I think became a lesbian and got married, and now I'm mad about it. Oh, okay.
I'm an Eric's critique of crowdfunding, drama between Yellow Flash and Dillard about not paying advance.
Yeah, the whole like Jasmine thing, that's like some girl he had a crush on. That's where the whole name comes from.
Chasing Jasmine.
That's 40% ownership. Question.
Yeah, and you went in and you acted like that was a good thing, which is another thing I would like to ask you. Eric, would you ever, how many people, how many artists would you approach and say, I want you to draw 100 pages for me, for my comic book, and I'm going to pay you on the back end? how many people would you approach? Like, how many artists do you think would say yes to that? And would you make that offer to people? And would you admire them if they said yes to that? Honestly.
Questions for the other guests. Thoughts on new panels, the quality improving, primary beef with Eric. Will this permanently divide Comicsgate community?
It probably will because, well, at least for a little while. The way Comicsgate works is, Comicsgate is largely the central core of creators, and then, other people come on board. The longer you stay, the more likely you are to kind of stick around.
That's what this says, and this is what the producer said. These are the planned topics. Other guests reached out to us, asking to come on. I don't know.
Now, this is when he says that, the way that he's saying it, what he's saying is these are the planned topics for the guest who asked to come on. He's making it sound as though these are my topics. Like I said, these are the things I want to talk about on your show.
No, the show was trying to get both of them without telling them. It's really the dishonesty of this show that was like,
Quit
hey,
at Juhai. You fats are mad. Uik has a fat cock for my struggy hole while I pay fow it.
You're right.
Will never be like Stwoggies.
But seriously though, they're doing this. They're playing both sides and being like, surprise, you're in a debate, which is fucked up.
Yeah, that's Alex Stein though. He's kind of a chicken shit guy.
When that isn't true. All I said was, I want to come on the show. But I want to go on a lot of people's shows to promote Rainbow the Brute.
Know much about the comic world, but he's trending and asked to come on, so he said yes. That's what was told to me. And I say, interesting. So the goal is to platform him and have him just talk about myself?
Have him talk about myself?
It seems like a purposeful move to just...
Your platform to have him talk about myself seems purposeful.
So now Eric is paranoid. Like Eric is thinking now.
Oh, he's been paranoid.
That these people who work for the Blaze want to work with me to attack him.
Amanda, who works in the art industry, says there's no guarantee the project will make the amount of money the artist would normally charge or pay the artist ethically, because King Neckbeard said, was it considered bad for artists to get paid on the back end? Back end is usually good as well as an upfront payment. Not just on the background. If you're just getting on the back end, you're probably going to eat shit. Someone who's not got the budget to pay up front probably doesn't have the budget to promote and sell books to give you enough back end to make up for your time.
Depends on the situation, individuals.
That's what he's thinking in his head. And by the way, if I just step back from this and look at it from his perspective, I don't blame him for thinking that. Because, to me, I had similar paranoid notions when I first saw that. I woke up and saw that the thumbnail was already made. Eric July versus Ethan Van Sciver, Comicsgate debate. And I said, sounds like Eric teamed up with his company, The Blaze.
Yes. You know what? And I would have thought the same.
To call me out onto the carpet.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me, and I think my point of view is way more valid than his.
A platform that I contribute at.
Everybody thinks that their personal point of view is more valid than other people's point of views. You just happen to be lucky that yours is always going to be better than Eric July's point of view, because Eric July's a fucking idiot.
He is pretty fucking dumb.
Goes on and it says, the purpose of the show will be to figure out the beef, and if it can be settled, not to fan the flames or talk shit about you.
Like this video, please subscribe to this channel.
You change
Thank
your mind about coming on. You're welcome.
Ethan Van Sciver's talking about the Drunken Peasants channel. Like and subscribe to this channel.
Here today. If not, let us know if there's anything specific.
So back and forth. Like Eric is trying to figure out like what the terms of this are going to be. But here's the thing, I have just as many things that he could ask me about. Hey, Ethan, where's
I love how he's going to give Eric July his talking points. See, that's one thing I've learned about Ethan is like he's open to criticism and he's cool with people who disagree with him. A lot.
Yeah, he's not a paper thin weirdo. He can handle criticism.
Man, where's Rainbow the Brute? How come they're so late? Cyberfrog 3, is it really coming out at the end of the year? Why? You're late on all these. He could ask me just as many questions where I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. Sorry it's late. I have late books, of course, you know. And I'm still going on to talk with him.
You'd like us to bring up that you haven't already discussed online. So whether I appeared or not, the show was supposedly about me and all about me. That's what it was going to be. It was going to be in a more interview setup. And I asked if the person was appearing in.
Well, I mean,
just wait till we get to Sturge's video about this.
Surprise, like the idea was a debate, Eric. So yeah, it would be. Since they were trying to sandbag both of us into doing a debate, then yes, it would be all about you. Like, that wasn't my plan. And the way the Alex Stein show was planning on doing this was very much like the Jerry Springer show. And that's the whole thing that people need to understand. Like, why did they do this? Well, because Alex Stein is a big fan of Jerry Springer. And so what would happen is I'd be out there, like, you know, talking, oh, yeah, my comics, et cetera, et cetera. And then Alex Stein would say, hey, Ethan, I hear you have some kind of beef with Eric July. And I'd say, beef? I don't have beef with him. He has beef with me. I've only got chicken in the chat. And then the chat would go up with chickens. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's not what I heard. We got Alex Stein backstage, or we've got Eric July backstage, everybody. Eric July's backstage. And then Eric July would pop up on a TV next to me like...
He's describing, like, Attitude Era WWF. Basically.
Yeah, which was Jerry Springer. That was the meta back then.
Yep.
Yo, why are you talking shit?
Huh. Studio, because if there's something that we need to discuss.
Speaking of
hold on a second.
WWF, I heard Ricky Berwick attack Joey Janela tonight in Toronto.
Poor guy. I hope he's okay.
I've seen a video. Ricky Berwick ran him over with his hover round.
Hold on a second. So this is Eric, and I think this is true here. I don't want to sound paranoid myself. Okay? This section
Mad Clown
sounds
says, I
like
wonder what
Eric's...
Ethan thinks of Yara. I think Ethan Van Sciver has been commenting on how the Soska sisters would write it. He seemed to be pretty critical on that project as well.
Trying to
we'll
figure
hear more about it as it comes out.
If I'm in town. And he couches this, he covers this very carefully, but he's like, is he in the studio? Because if there's something...
Yep. He was like, is he in the studio?
We need to discuss man to man, then maybe... And then the video cuts. And he says, we can have that discussion. Watch this closely here. This is interesting.
It is.
Interview setup. And I asked if the person was appearing in studio, because if there's something that we need to discuss, oh, absolutely, we can discuss this in, like,
cut.
You know, man to man, and then there's no...
There's a weird cut.
Need for...
Did you see that? He wants to beat me up, I think. It's funny. What did he actually say? He said, yeah, there's a quick edit there. Because absolutely, if he's there, then we can discuss this man to man and have a nice discussion rather than...
or a show or anything, because that's not what it's about. If it's a legitimate...
Let me watch that again. Hold on.
And not some in a more interview setup. And I asked if the person was appearing in studio, because if there's something that we need to discuss, oh, absolutely, we can discuss this in, like, you know, man,
there was
and
a big
there's
cut.
no need for a show or anything, because that's not what it's about. If it's a legitimate...
Oh, yeah, we can discuss it in the parking garage instead of having it on the show, where I look dumb and I could just bully you in person. That's what he's doing, right?
Possibly. He also might have cut out because he probably looked weak. There's a potential that he said something to make himself look terribly weak when he had to think of the idea of confronting him man to man. And he might have hesitated and thought, oh, man, I don't want to do that. And he might have cut that out because he looked like a pussy, too. Could have either been him, I'll beat him up, or, I don't know if I want to do that. And then he had to cut either of those out.
About solving problems and not some drama forming. He told me, no, it's Skype. And this is what I said. I said it needs to be thoroughly understood that I'm only doing this because I'm basically in the position to where I have to, because someone is going to lie on my name. And the second thing that you need to...
What did I say that was a lie? Where did I lie? He said, I would only come on. And he just said I would only come on because you're bringing somebody on who's going to lie on my name.
You all think Eric July would be down for a fight, or is he just hot air and a badass?
I love when Sturgis is like, I guarantee you wouldn't say that to his face, bud. I'd be like, yeah, I would. Like, worst case scenario, he physically attacks me and I can call a lawyer the next day and make some of that like sweet $7 million he claims to have made.
What if he murders you like he said he would have done to Riley?
Well,
he's all talk. He's hot air.
Yeah.
You can tell he's all talk because he doesn't even want to talk when he's talking to other people that dissent from his opinion. He's saying Ethan Van Sciver is going to spread lies on his name because in Eric's mind, any detraction of him is a lie. He cannot see a flaw in his armor.
Which is, I don't know what that means. Lie about me.
Isn't Eric July like 5'2"? He's probably like 5'9", 5'8".
So like my height.
It's an easier thing to say. He's going to tell.
He's not a terribly short guy.
Lies about me. Lie on my name is a weird thing to say.
Understand also is that my obligation with Blaze is
lie on my name is only a weird thing to say if you're taking into account that he's not. Any criticism of him that's negative is a lie in his mind. This is his way of his fans that don't know the whole story. They hear him say lie on my name. So when you see somebody making valid criticisms of Eric, you're like, oh, they're the liars. He's just poisoning the well. It's simple.
A certain number of times throughout the week via video contribution. So when I'm hit up by producers and so forth, it's one of those things I just got to do, right? Now, it was told to me, well, make sure to communicate this with the audience. And that's why you're coming on. No debate, no battling, no any of this. And then, of course, we see the graphic on Twitter, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
So he did commit to come on.
Anything that I agreed to. I told you that specific.
Okay.
So, but he literally agreed to argue about shit that he thought was being told as lies. But then he saw the thumbnail that said debate, and he's like, I didn't agree to this. No, you agreed to it. You agreed to argue with Ethan Van Sciver about what you thought he was wrong about. That's a debate, dude. No matter like what the terminology was used, you agreed to it, and you just admitted to it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he always twists words to make them sound beneficial to himself in front of his fan base. He's a coward. He's weak. He needs a false sense of security, and he needs his fans to also be secure with him. The second somebody rumbles his existence, he puts them in this enemy category, which is why Ethan, a guy that helped build him up in this process and worked with him, did covers for his book. A friend of his says one thing that doesn't align with Eric July's self-perspective, and now this guy is an enemy of the state.
So just for clarity's sake, I thought, I was under the impression, some people are saying he never agreed to show up. All right, now hold on a second. That is not what he said here. That's not what he said here. So just now that we got this whole thing clear, now it's all making sense. I know what I'm saying because I lived through it. I watched the producer say what he said, and then I got Eric July here, and then we got the chat that's all over Twitter going nuts. So here's what happened. They came to me, or I came to them. I said, I want to come on the show. They said, how's Tuesday? I said, great. They said, great. We'll be in contact with you Tuesday. And that's all I knew. That's it. Okay, that's where my involvement in this ends. I knew that I had to be on the Alex Stein show, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, and I was prepared to be there. And I showed up and saw the graphic. Now, here's what happened to Eric. They contacted Eric on Monday, I guess, and they said to him, hey, we're having Ethan Van Sciver on, and he's going to the topic,
I love how no one's like attacking the show for being dishonest about what they were trying to do.
Well, it's in between.
I've never done that in the history of this show. Like, if someone is going to be on with someone they're going to argue with, I'm like, we're going to have this other person on that we expect you to argue with. I've never blindsided someone with an argument, ever.
be. We're gonna bring up you.
I think that people don't really care much about that. Remember when H3H3 blindsided Steven Crowder?
I don't give a fuck if they don't care.
Yeah, I think that people were very much for that. You know, I don't think the meta right now is to complain about that, but there is some dishonor in it. But
and these are the list of things that we're gonna say. And Eric said, "Listen, I got to go where I'm supposed to go." And the only reason why I'm going to go there is because this guy's going to lie on my name. So I got to unravel his lies. That's called a debate. If I'm saying one thing and you're arguing about what I'm saying, that's a debate, Eric. You agreed to a debate.
He did.
And then you saw
and then he was like, but are you sure you want to platform this guy?
Print and said, I didn't agree to no battle or no debate, and you backed out of it. I mean, you can maneuver the language in any way that you want to. You know, people are saying he never agreed to a debate. Yes, he did.
A number of times throughout the week via video contribution. So when I'm hit up by producers and so forth, it's one of those things I just got to do, right? Now, it was told to me, we'll make sure to communicate this with the audience.
His ego was so big he went going up against Dick Masterson then Nick and got humbled by them both. Now he won't dare debate anyone so he can control the narrative and protect himself. No wonder Sturgis and Kendall love him so much.
It's funny because early on, I think they were trying to get Eric July to be a guest on the Biggest Problem in the Universe podcast with Vito and Dick, and it didn't work out. Eric has had every opportunity not to dig himself into this hole. He could have been friends. He was friends with a lot of these people. He's just so volatile and weak.
Hold on, let me back up.
That's what it was going to be. It was going to be in a more interview, and if it can be settled, not to fan the flames or talk shit about you. And he told me if I change my mind, said, if you change your mind about coming on, you're welcome to appear today. If not, let us know. If there's anything specific you'd like us to bring,
that makes it sound like he said he's not coming on.
Discussed online. So whether I appeared or not, the show was supposedly about me and all about me. That's what it was going to be. It was going to be in a more interview.
No, they were just going to discuss you in general, and they invited you on to challenge what was being said.
Setup. And I asked if the person was appearing in studio, because if there's something that we need to discuss, absolutely, we can discuss this in man to man, and then there's no need for a show or anything, because that's not what it's about. If it's legitimately about solving problems and not some drama forming. He told me, no, it's Skype. And this is what I said. I said, it needs to be thoroughly understood that I'm only doing this because I'm basically in the position to where
it doesn't matter if Eric said he was going to do it. Eric now says he didn't, and his simps will parrot that forever.
Yeah. His fan base is very much going to just follow the lead. They're not high thinkers, you know. There's a reason why they follow Eric July to begin with.
That's an agreement.
Someone is going to lie on my name. And the second thing that you need to understand also is that my obligation with Blaze is I appear where I'm asked to be.
All right, so he's saying two things at the same time. He's saying two things at the same time here. I'm only agreeing to do this. You said that. You agreed to the debate. This is fucking untangle this guy. This is why I have trouble with him. He can't just come out and just speak the truth plainly. Here's the truth for me. I didn't know I wanted to go on the show. I didn't know about it. Nobody contacted me. I woke up an hour before the show. I saw the debate placard on Twitter. I saw that it was a debate. I was a little bit nervous and scared about it for about a minute because I felt like this was them teaming up.
I love how he just goes through it and he's just honest about how he saw it. He thought it was weird. How he felt about it.
Against me, and I'm not very good at debates, so I wasn't sure. And then I thought about it, and I talked to my wife, and I said, "No, let's do it. Let's do it. It doesn't matter." That happened in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
A certain number of times throughout the week via video contribution. So when I'm hit up by producers and so forth, it's one of those things I just got to do, right? Now, it was told to me, we'll make sure to communicate this with the audience.
The audience.
And that's why you're coming on. no debate, no battling, no any of this. And then, of course, we see the graphic on Twitter, and I'm like,
Eric, it's all, I mean, these are just words. You know, these are just words. Well, we're going to say it's not a debate, but you are going to be here to confront Ethan, who is ostensibly going to be saying lies about you. And so you're going to get to shoot down those lies. But it isn't a debate per se. We're not going to use the word debate. They tricked you.
What the hell is this? That was
It's
not
more
anything
of a confrontation.
that I agreed to. I told you that I specifically don't
It's just a word. You said, I don't want to be in a debate. But what you did when you described what you would be doing on the show is a debate, Eric.
To be engaging in any of that sort of stuff. And I'm being...
Bob, I'd like to get your take on this. Can I send you a link to our last place on Discord, buddy? I would like Bob's take on this. We all value T-Bob's take, right? Oh, shit. He has like 1,000. Bob, can you DM me on Discord from your current account?
Transparent. I was going to let people know how I felt about the entire situation. And this was the communication that I got. Hey, we just got the debate canceled tonight.
Why did you get that communication? Why would they communicate to you after you had just agreed that you're going to be on the show to shoot down my quote-unquote lies? Why would you suddenly get a communication from the show that they had gotten the show canceled? Unless you're the guy who complained.
At the advice of Blaze Man.
Yeah, it's funny because they, like, his story is like, oh, yeah, I'll be on the show, but I'm only doing this because I have to. And then he's like, oh, they wrote to me and told me they agreed to, like, stop it. He's leaving. Like, what? You agreed to be on it. Like, your last account of you in this conversation was you agreed to it. So you're leaving out, like, the email you wrote to, like, the head of the company where you were like, I'm mad that people are trying to make me look dumb. Literally, that's what happened, right?
Is there proof of it, or are we just assuming that's connecting the dots?
I am assuming, but I'm assuming with very good evidence.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Because he's saying, like, this is what I wrote. Yes, I agree to be on this, but the only reason I'm doing it. And then his next thing is like, oh, by the way, Eric, we're happy to announce that we canceled the show today. I mean, like,
management. So we don't need you anymore for the show. People are thirsting for just drama, and they want this thing so bad. I told y'all how I'm moving in 2024. Leave.
Oh, you're gonna stop bullying people?
Me out of that corny ass shit. I want no.
Eric, you agreed to come on here and talk. You agreed to be a part of this thing. Yeah, we both got.
I only agreed to speak to non-smarter people.
Set up by this thing, but you can't say leave me out of this. You got involved in it until the fight placard scared you. I mean, that's what happened here.
Dicks, balls, and backdoor actions.
So there's that.
Penis.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't go online and have a non-debate. That would have been great content.
Would have been great. We are going
in 2024. I'm not going to address any of this. I did hear that he spent a lot of his Christmas in the comments replying to people on Christmas Day. Eric July couldn't put his phone down, and maybe that's a good New Year's resolution if you're spending Christmas holiday commenting online.
When we come back, we are going to handle Sturgis talking about us, but then also talking making excuses for Eric July. We will be right back. We're giving it, Billy, all of you.
He did shave his arm hair, didn't he? That's a big move. Eric July, the Clipperverse won. The Clipperverse won. Everybody watching right now, you know what this means. Big Face Billy, ask your questions before Ben comes back and takes away the answers. Until then, I'm here. So hurry. Now. Waiting. You guys ever seen the Mitch Hedberg movie Los Enchiladas? It's a lot like the movie Waiting, but it came out before. Very low budget. It was edited by the Super Troopers guy, Jay Chandrasekhar. I can never remember his name. Or I can remember it. I just can never pronounce it correctly. I'm sure I blew it up. Ayo, Majorly Awesome says, Billy, any cool cards for Simic Aristocrats? Blue-green Aristocrats? Probably have to have those green sack outlets. I like that one enchantment that you pay 1 green and sacrifice a creature to search for another creature. You can sacrifice tokens and search down into another creature. I have a light aristocrat build in my Simic Volo deck, which has every card is its own creature type. There's no 2 cards that share a creature type in that deck. Billy, can you hear Ben? He's in the bathroom. Yeah, he's farting. Ripping. Eric is saying that arts have always done stuff like that and it doesn't matter, so his fans is fine with it. It doesn't matter. You're talking about the 3D models. Yeah, Eric July is saying, I didn't know about no 3D models. I didn't know. Zap Rosedauer says, starting in the 26th, you can see Godzilla -1 in black and white, but only until February 1st. Do you think it's worth seeing in black and white? I tried to go see it in color the other night, and I didn't get to see it. I had some stuff came up. My week has been pretty crazy. I had a huge loss in my family this week, and I've been unsettled all week. Bolo was a great character in BG3. Dude, Bolo Guide to Monster. Bolo Guide to Monsters at Baldur's Gate. Good stuff. People were wondering if you were in the bathroom.
I was. Oh, dude, yeah, I have to pee so hard.
Willie Kool-Aid says, how much do we have to donate to get me to
Willie
do Tropic Thunder?
Kool-Aid, I need you to confirm to me that you're part of the Regal Tussle, because we're drawing positions for the Regal Tussle, and I need to assign all of you your entry order. So please confirm to me that you're part of it. Thank you. Let's watch this thing where Sturgis and his buddy talk about us.
What did you say to these people to make them hate you so much that they were wrong in their statements?
I basically said that the 2 guys on a certain podcast were.
He does the same thing as Eric July, where he won't say the name of it.
Are we sure he's talking about us if he doesn't say our name?
Yes, he is.
Fat and obsessed with a cross above a fictional character's junk.
His what?
Penis. That's literally it.
Yeah. If it's not
literally it.
If it's not Drunken Peasants or whatever, I find that name so on the nose that their YouTube channel name is Drunken Peasants. People don't know peasants mean you're below someone, right? People do know that, right?
Yeah, it's an ironic name. What?
Why didn't you tell me this, Ben?
It says
the guy on the left is super stupid, just like Sturgis. I've seen him. Actually, he's like threatened people that don't like Eric July like physically multiple times.
It says one of LG's guys.
This guy, Master Swag King, points out that peasants is beneath people. He uses king in his name, which totally puts him above people. Good job. We know.
Damn, I should have used that in my
King
name.
Cobra.
About it yesterday. When I mentioned the name, he goes, "Wait a minute, you can't be drunken and a peasant. You got to pick a struggle."
How
there's
could you
literally
not be a drunken peasant?
No. There's like a Renaissance painting called "The Drunken Peasants," and that's where our name came
Fake
from.
news. Strugus doesn't have friends that are able to consent.
You got to pick a Strugus. But yeah, the painting Drunken Peasants exists. Also, people have multiple struggles. I don't know why he thinks you can only have one struggle. That's like the weirdest point to be made at all, ever.
It's such a great painting, too. Here it is. The Drunken Peasants at an inn It's like a whole like.
Is that a baby or a tiny grandma?
That's
on the
a
floor?
baby. That's a baby.
Ah.
And there's a dagger in the table, and they're all like, we're drunk as fuck and we're peasants. I love it.
People don't make any sense. Like, being a peasant's about just as lower, just about being a court's jester or some shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen the actual painting in the Netherlands.
But I'll ask you, since you covered the Eric July detractors a lot, before we get to, like, I saw him other stuff, right?
I'm glad this guy put King in his title. It totally puts him above.
Oh, he's
us.
so amazing and cool.
Who is your most hated
class
detractor at this point?
My most hated.
Yeah, the detractor you just.
He's gonna name me, dude. He is like
better.
Can't stand the most.
Better name.
Probably Tony, Vito, or Drunken Peasants.
Ben.
Outside of Tony and Vito, okay.
Yeah, simply because they want to be all up in my stuff every second. Even if I don't talk about them, they literally surround their content. It's like, it's kind of funny. Like, I was talking to LG earlier. I was like, man, Tony is what Drunken Peasants is to me. They like Tony and Drunken Peasants. They move the same way. Like, your Tony is my Drunken Peasants. Like, they move the exact same
Do
way.
we know who Tony is?
Tony is the guy, the frog guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. We should get Tony on.
You know, it's funny though, because he's like, they move the same way. It's like, no, you and your other fucking Eric July cultists move the same way, and we like adjust with that. And you do these things, and we're like, ha, you're dumb, you do this. And then you do you shift it to the left a little bit, and then we're like, ha, you're dumb, you do this other thing.
They do the same.
You're our puppets. You fucking chubby goof.
Shit. They drama farm and do live stream after
Drama
live stream
farm.
on.
That's their new term that they're like. It's like fucking Sturgis videos are all drama farming. If you use that definition, it's like, oh, here are these guys that hate Eric July, bud. They're all dumb, and this is why. That's all drama farming. Your whole channel is drama farming then.
Like, for them, it's me, and for LG, it's Tony. Like they do the exact same thing, and constantly obsess over me.
No, it's like you expected to do your channel and like bully any like random channel that doesn't like Eric July, and then channels that were bigger than yours were like, fuck you, you're a dumbass. And that's what happened. And now you're like, you call them bullies and they're punching down, but then like everyone below, it's such a like fucking like lame brains view of reality.
How much for Billy to go find Struggies and make him cry?
How much for that woman to go
How much
bang
for a
King Cobra?
flight to Florida?
Whatever that woman was charging to go bang King Cobra, that's what I charge. I won't go a penny lower than Naked and Afraid.
T-Bob, I'm trying to get you on the show, dude, but you've changed so many accounts over the years. Like, I don't know what yours is.
In my case, Drunken Peasants. With LG, it's Tony. Like, they do the exact same thing.
I just don't get it with some of these people. It's like one guy making a comic book company made their brains absolutely dissolve into nothingness.
No, I'm fine with the comic book company. I think all of you guys are fucking pathetic.
What Sturgis is going to say tomorrow, listen to what Eric July says today.
Yep. Yep.
And their brains started, and then it all got reformed, and then it got turned into some sort of like, everything he does is wrong, everything. This man could literally go out there and cure cancer for everyone. And that still wouldn't be good.
That's such bullshit.
Enough. Like, I don't know how a person could be like that on YouTube. I can't, because that's just
exactly.
It's too
well, maybe you should try and cure cancer first. Don't just say we wouldn't support somebody who cured cancer.
Right.
So why should you try and do better? How about just do better?
That's a tall order compared to writing a good comic book, right?
This man could literally cure cancer.
Curing cancer is a lot more difficult and takes a lot more work than writing a good comic book.
Baby.
Nobody's cured cancer. There's been plenty of good comic books.
That's because
it's such a
cancer
false
is more
equivalency.
lucrative if
You are
don't
fucking
cure it.
stupid as shit, Master Swag King. You fucking moron.
Stressful. It's like you go on a podcast and talk when you are just having a good time, you're just chilling, right? I want to just talk about whatever, right? These people, it's an entire podcast.
Master Swag King, why don't we have you on DP since Sturgis is too fucking chicken shit? Will you come on?
We've had luck with Sturgis's friends before.
Based on hating just one person. That's crazy. I couldn't mentally get through it, dude. I couldn't have a life. I couldn't be a content creator like that. It's horrible.
I couldn't sit there and be that gay.
Whoa.
Okay. Here he is about the whole Ethan Van Sciver thing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Renown Zero, and we have.
And if you notice, he's not going to promote Blade Devil anymore. And that's because I believe Blade Devil, the like lolicon thing that everyone called out, actually is on Ethan's side.
Oh snap!
Back again, talking about
He
this
lost
drama
his
farming nonsense
lolicon
going on
12-year-old
between a certain
movie
individual
comic.
and Eric July. As you all may know, if you've been watching, it's become absolute nonsense. A lot of people are getting sick and tired of the drama between indie creators, and they just want it honestly to end. But of course,
they just want it essentially to end.
Essentially, the certain person has to go out of their way to consistently lie about Eric July. And honestly, what happened last night, which was supposed to be a debate.
You know what?
I'll use my camera to essentially look directly into it and tell you to go fuck yourself. Between the two of them on Alex Stein's show, in which this certain individual was apparently invited on a week before, and they put together the thumbnail, Alex Stein's people did, and apparently Eric July didn't really know anything about it, considering that.
Notice how he's saying apparently? He'll say basically.
Apparently.
He does Tuesday nights
Basically,
event
essentially.
every Tuesday, and he wasn't going to be interested in this drama farming nonsense with this other individual. We're going to get into all that stuff, of course, as always. Going to be doing my usual shilling, I guess the haters will call it.
And we're gonna skip it, but yeah, you watch enough to know what they call it. Yep. Did he do Blade Devil? Yeah, he still did. Okay,
Yeah,
I was wrong on that.
It's just, was that a Super Mario anime?
Yep.
Super Plumber Sisters?
I would recommend it.
Wow. Zap says they'll never acknowledge that Eric July is a stupid, arrogant asshole who likes to talk shit and start shit with other people. He is the common factor in all of this, not anyone else, because they are stupid, arrogant assholes. How could they acknowledge what they can't see in themselves in people they follow? They follow him because of that.
This is a thumbnail that was created by Alex Stein's guys. I'm pretty sure Alex Stein doesn't do his own thumbnails, but he does have his own show, Prime Time with Alex Stein over on his channel. And this was supposed to be a debate between these two individuals. As you can see on the screen,
apparently it wasn't only on his own channel. It's part of the Blaze.
I said this might turn out to be an absolute crap show, but we shall see. And this is how EVS, or that guy, sees everybody that.
Are you calling him fat guy too? Dude, you are fat. Stop.
Does this for him. He's got his 3+-year-old undelivered campaigns. He'd rather drama farm for his people that watch him rather than, actually finish his books, right? This is where I said this says on This Person versus the World, which is how the dissident nerd culture channels Yellow Flag.
Why is he not reading the name when it's on the fucking screen?
He takes his marching orders from Eric July, and he will.
It's right there.
He won't do it. He doesn't have his own personality. Even complete losers that still are their own personalities outweigh him, right? Like someone who's even Jared Genesis, who is like a complete fucking moron loser PDF file, still has more credibility than Sturgis. Sturgis is not his own man. He is a fucking puppet.
I mean, he's not even a puppet. He's a mimic. He's a hanger-on. Like,
if there were
nobody's controlling
a puppet that had the hole in his butt like puckered and ready for the hand to go in it.
I would assume Eric July slides his hand in that ass. Like, he doesn't care about fucking Sturgis. He's not connected.
Erotic and Shadiversity are attempting to frame it. A man needs to know his limitations, but
He's
in
a
this case, the
barnacle.
world does. I said the world knows that this person would rather focus on drama than finishing his comics, and his sales are declining. But, you know, they're not going to, of course, use that same type of attack, you can say, on this individual, considering that his second book for his series was at 1.2 for the original campaign, not counting the Second Chance campaign, and absolutely cratering going into the third campaign at less than half of what the second campaign made, and way less than half the backers, right? But no one's ever going to talk about that on that side because, of course, they show their bias. That's what they do. We got this person, Silas Medellin, who says, I think Nina Infinity, The Blaze, and Glenn Beck, because, of course, they're going back to this whole Blaze and Glenn Beck.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Are you going to pretend The Blaze and Glenn Beck and Eric July aren't associated?
Funded the Ripperverse, and the rest of Flashcast owe these certain individuals an apology as their diversity hire, because now they're calling Eric July a diversity hire, even though they've always called him that token black guy in indie comics. Can't take criticism, accountability has caused so much harm.
Token black guy and diversity hired pretty much different ways of saying the same thing, though?
Yeah, he's caused so much harm to CG, meanwhile the beef is one-sided. And I said he took criticism from legitimate people. I guess Literature Devil doesn't exist. Or
T-Bob, do you still have access to your old T-Bob Discord?
He doesn't have Discord, is what he said.
Fucking T-Bob. You get yourself banned everywhere. Is Drake out there? Drake?
Drake Drag Queen, where are you, titty boy? That's sick.
Eric thanked him for his critiques. None of those people owe these weirdos any apology. All of them are trash at this point except for Alex Stein, considering we saw the video where Eric wasn't informed of said debate. I believe Nick Lucada can be redeemed if he drops the knuckleheads. We all know who I'm talking about, Buster Baxter and Fito the Pito. But this is the video that he had to put out, in which some people essentially had a problem with him putting out the factual statements that were given to him. That's apparently bad.
All right, Bob, are you on Twitter? X. Do you have a Twitter account? I can send you the link to. You should have the link. I send it to you, dude. If you're really T-Bob, which you might even be a troll right now, you should have the link. You had it like a couple.
I wouldn't expect the real T-Bob to remember, though.
Add factual information about fake debates. This is irrefutable. Please leave me out of whatever gay shit you're trying to rope me into. I want no part of it. Get focused 2024. Let's listen in.
Sad I had to do this video, but there's wrongful information that's floating out there,
Get
especially when my name is tied to something.
2024, a.k.a. run away like you did in 2023.
And people have.
He's just doing a different spin, and I'm not talking to fat people.
Use the same link, T-Bob, if you have it.
Anticipation or expectation. I think it's very unfortunate you get people that get let down, and then there's a bunch of nonsense floating out there. So let's speak about the factual information. Y'all saw the graphics. Supposedly I was going to be in some debate with another individual on Alex Stein's show. There's nothing to even debate anyway. I done told y'all I'm not doing this.
I agree. There's really nothing to debate, considering that the other person.
Yeah, I'm sure you agree, Sturgis. Is this the same video that we watched Ethan Van Sciver watch?
Yes. Which is interesting to see Sturgis' take on it, where it's a religion, right?
Yeah. Do we have an issue with your camera? I don't know if it's public or not.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
All right.
What the fuck is T-Bob saying, though?
He says he's on Twitter.
Okay. You don't have the old link, T-Bob?
On that debate,
a UFO
is the only one that's
coming.
really having any beef here. Eric July is really not having any beef with this other individual. It's just that they took a certain message as a threat of sorts, which there really wasn't any threat to begin with, and all he's been doing is going on a tirade for now, it's 6 days.
It's back and forth stuff in 2024. As far as like even like my old stuff where I used to debate people on my channel or my show, I don't do that anymore.
Dot executables, you mean?
Months. I want no part of it. Things have changed. I am the owner of a multi-million-dollar business. That is my focus, not going back and forth with folks about.
And that's literally what the other person should be focusing on, their business.
Oh, so when Eric July decides it's time to stop all the debating and drama with random people, everyone else should do that too, bud. Right?
You have to follow Eric July. You can't do anything other than what Eric July says.
This drama farming nonsense that they're continuing to go on with.
Nonsense. That was something that I never agreed to. However, apparently there was communication between Alex and or his producers with this other guest, and this guest was going to be appearing on Tuesday. I had nothing to do with that. I did not speak about them to that degree. Apparently there were some conversations about catching them up, Alex himself up to speed with quote unquote drama, but I never had any sort of communication with Alex's team or anything about this whole ordeal.
All right, T-Bob, what's your Twitter account? Your current Twitter account. Post it right there.
Deal. Then Tuesday happens, hours before the show, and I was contacted. Now, this is factual information. Again, it cannot be refuted.
But remember, there are people that said that he's putting out private messages and, it only works. It's only bad when Ethan or the other person does it, right? At this point, y'all know it's EVS.
They're brothers
it's only
in
bad
beards.
when EVS does it, but when Eric puts out private messages,
like
which this
Velcro.
isn't really that private of a message, it's bad, right? It's good when backdoor actions. Penis. People shouldn't be that they Eric July. When Eric does it, destroy. Bad when Ethan does it. Meanwhile, all Eric uses my camera to essentially look directly into it and tell you to go fuck yourself. Hello, everyone. I'm Sturgis. Sturgis. Really doing is clearing his side of the story, considering that Ethan essentially lied about how it all went down.
Essentially.
I'm going to read this word for word in terms of this communication. Hey, Eric, this is Alex Stein's producer. We are having other guest on the show today, but we were wondering.
He won't even name him like in the.
If you wanted to come on the show as well, you can join via Skype if you don't want to come into the studio. I know y'all have been beefing online, so I think it will be a good way to set the record straight. Let me know if that works for you. Thanks. This is what I said in response. I'm not beefing with him. He's beefing with me, and nah, I'm good on that. Is the goal to platform him to simply talk about me? Topics. It says guest interview topics. Again, this is irrefutable, and this stuff is up.
This is edited even tighter than the one we watched, right?
Yeah, you edited the other one down, right?
Yeah, I didn't edit this part.
Out there. Now, I'm going to read you some of this. Now, did the other guests get this? Don't really know if that communication happened. I can't confirm, but I'm going to read you what it says.
Well, that's because this is just Eric July's video. The other one was Ethan pausing and talking, so that stretched it out.
ISOM #1 comic, use of 3D models, tracing them to make artwork, potentially rushed out, creating subpar product, amateur, poor layout of the comic, vague, writing, poor storyline, other drama, Eric's critique of crowdfunding, drama between Yellow Flash and Dillard about not paying advance, 40% ownership, questions for the other guests, thoughts on new panels, the quality improving, primary beef with Eric, will this permanently divide Comicsgate community? That's what this says, and this is what the producer.
That literally just all sounds like drama farming nonsense. Literally just sounds like a one-sided argument, and seems like nothing is being asked of the other individual, and it just sounds like bait. It really does just sound like bait.
It just sounds like
these are the planned topics. Other guests reached out to us asking to come on. I don't know much about the comic world, but he's trending and asked to come on. So we said yes. That's what was told to me. And I say, interesting. So the goal is to platform him and have him just talk about myself. It seems like a purposeful move to just go on a platform that I contribute at to talk down about me. And then it goes on and it says, the purpose of the show will be to figure
Sounds about right.
out the beef, and if it can be settled, not to fan the flames or talk shit about you. And he told me if I change my mind, said, if you change your mind about coming on, you're welcome to appear today. If not, let us know if there's anything specific you'd like us to bring up that you haven't already discussed online. So whether I appeared or not, the show was supposedly about me and all about me. That's what it was going to be. It was going to be in a more interview setup. And I asked if the person was appearing in studio, because if there's something that we need to discuss, oh, absolutely, we can discuss this in man to man, and then there's no need for a show or anything, because that's not what it's about. If it's legitimately about solving problems and not some drama farming. He told me, no, it's Skype.
It's all about the drama farming.
So Ethan wasn't even going to appear in person. He was just going to be on a Skype call. Yeah.
I love how he's going to be like, oh, yeah, he's going to take like a real debate over ideas as like a real fight. It's like, no, you should be able to be like, your shit is stupid without having to worry about being assaulted by a dumbass motherfucker like Eric July.
But I do also want to see the fight.
What, you want to see Eric July bully people smaller than him?
Ethan Van Sciver?
I don't know how big Ethan Van Sciver is.
I tip my money's on Ethan Van Sciver.
Well, I don't tip money on someone just because I like them.
Yeah.
My money's on Ethan
Eric
because
July,
Ethan actually has the confidence to stand up and talk about things face to face.
Confidence
with people, and Eric
doesn't beat weight classes.
Well, Ethan isn't even going to
Eric's
appear
5'9". I'm pretty sure if EVS is smaller than that, then he's just got to use a piece of glass. He has to keep a piece of glass in his pocket.
EVS is also like in his 50s too. Like, I'm not trying to insult him or anything. I'm just saying, like, it's just unrealistic to just base a physical confrontation based off of who you like more.
But of course, people had some choice words for it.
Did you figure out your camera yet?
Yeah. It's never coming back. You'll never see me again, Billy. Say goodbye.
Everybody misses you.
No.
They think that you're one with the bong fog now. They're worried that you're invisible.
I don't want to wait
for our lives to be over.
I like your baritone rendition of it.
Ben, do you think you and I can get enough money from our audience to remake the entire Dawson's Creek series? Me as Pacey and you as Dawson?
Who's playing everyone else?
Are
we splitting it? Should I play Pacey and Katie Holmes' character?
I figured we'd hire the entire original cast other than those two. We're going to need about as much money as it takes for Naked and Afraid to fuck King Cobra.
Sums it all up. Here's my game plan. It's a bunch of drama farming, live streams, and nonsense. Are you sure this will help make your comics? Basically saying that he doesn't give a crap about actually finishing his work. He just feels like he should just drama farm the whole time. We also had, usual Jay Obama fans saying, no, it's okay when he does it to defend himself. It's supposed to say when he does to defend himself. So proving your innocence is the same as outright lying. News to me. Absolutely news to me, because we're going to listen to it. If this is it. No, this isn't it.
Huh.
Yeah, so there was a message that they...
I like how, if we fuck up, it's live. It's harder to remove, but all of his shit is recorded, but he's too lazy. He just uploads it. And we learned that from his buddy Poop Donkey, that he'll just record a shitty video and upload it.
And it was basically saying that it was the producer that contacted Ethan, thought there was going to be some kind of live debate between the two, and it never happened. Because why? Debate has been canceled. Moving on. Eric July has bitched out of the debate.
Ooh, he said
as you heard
bitched.
Eric July himself say, He absolutely did not. He was never really a part of the debate. It was just something that was kind of put out there and thrown on him at last minute, and you can't really bitch out of a debate that you were never involved in. So,
well, you could have the debate on a different platform now that it's been brought up. You don't have to do it just because it was on your Blaze program. You could do it because people want to see it. Except
how are you going to
don't
win a culture war ducking from debates?
You're bitching out.
How are you going to shut the hell up?
What a great response.
So you will monetize your...
How about you going to shut the hell up, bud?
Haters when it's Lolcow, idiot, and hood rats, but not someone who knows what's up. The Nick F you that with just a chat that now you're running from money/publicity and a chance to show your intellect, man, you became a pussy real quick. Monetize your haters has been on hiatus forever now. A couple updates behind. Check your patch notes. Check pussy notes more like it. He's not understanding that essentially Eric July is calling this person an NPC, which is exactly what they're being because they have no idea what they're talking about.
They have no idea.
Lost.
But
hashtag win is super killer. That's all I have to really say for this individual. 100% Glenn back in the Blaze. Finance Eric July's reverse scam comic factory after seeing tonight's debate gets shut down. Gotta protect the investment. Again, going back to calling it a scam, sip of water for the Glenn Beck and the Blaze once again, because we're circling on back to this goalpost. Chickens in the chat. Chickens every day. Chickens. Yeah, because I guess it's okay to essentially harass Eric July on
essentially, bud,
on a stream that's not even run by him. It's on the Geeks and Gamers channel. So it's okay because he's there. It's okay for you to do that. Ethan is regrading Geeks and Gamers live stream to mock Eric July. Classy. That's, of course, Ethan stream sniping, as they call it, right? And, of course, we had Chris Bacon, who wants to say every movement needs an anthem. I have taken it upon myself to ensure that we detractors have this. I haven't been inspired by the Great Two Live crew and Panda in the USA. I will write more as I have time and inspiration. It's my first draft, so cut me some slack. No, nobody should cut you some slack. You sound like a deranged individual, and you need help. You need to seek help.
Yeah, I do agree. This is cringe. He's deranged. No cringe songs, please.
It says, saying we hate too much and it's all lies. Corrupted Ripper mods playing games. DMCA striking to put down our names.
The
this
last
never
thing
happened.
I need is fucking Sturgis reading the cringe lines.
They must be tripping, thinking it's all it takes to keep us all from calling them.
I'm the biggest fan. You'll follow me until you love me. Papa Watsy.
Papa Eric.
Papa Eric. Baby is no better comic book that I could ever see. Papa Eric.
Papa I saw him.
All out as fakes.
Yeah, I wish it was Papa Nazi, but we can't call him a Nazi. He's not a Nazi.
That'd be like
He's
if it was about
libertarian.
That would be like if it was about Nick Fuentes. That'd be a great parody song.
I wish Sturgis was a Nick Fuentes simp. If only Spexo had Sturgis' speech impediment.
There really is none. You guys have never really spit any kind of truth, so they can hear it from the warehouse roof. Freedom on the web will never die. Just because you blocked one account don't mean we died. That means you're obsessed and you make burner accounts, weirdos. We'll keep tweeting and streaming and never quit. We're reverse detractors and we too strong. They know we right and they are wrong. You're always wrong.
Cringe.
So listen up, River, to what we say won't be blocked and DMCA'd. Like, this is so cringe. This is
I agree, Sturgis. Yes, it is. You're 100% right. It's worse when you fucking read it out.
Riley's raps.
Probably.
Oh, God.
It might not actually even be worse.
I will say that.
I'm not sure, but it's cringe.
T-Bob, I want to get you the link, but how can I, okay, T-Bob, join the Discord, link in the description, and I'll send you the link there.
Again, y'all come up with some of the gayest shit
I can't just post it in the chat.
ever seen because you dislike one person. Stop smoking crack.
They're doing crack!
Seriously. Holy fuck, this is cringe. Gayest thing I've seen all day.
Brett Keane is absolutely retarded.
And I already scrolled past the video about the gay Green Lantern comic book.
Ben is absolutely retarded.
Ain't no way he's serious. This has got
Ben is fucking stupid.
to be a parody.
Shut
That fella
up,
has way
Brett.
too much time on his hands. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Even if this was a joke, the time alone making it is next level cringe. Wouldn't surprise me. This is the dude that made that Ripper vs. Tractor Reddit. Nope, not at all. Like I said, and then Jeremy put out a statement saying we basically have one rule: no spamming in chat. But that's usually a case-by-case situation. With that said, I missed a great opportunity tonight for a glorious shit show. Next time, I'll just have our chat respond with 199 or something stupid, and we can all just enjoy the chaos. It'll only help our numbers. Because even while he's being a YouTuber, he doesn't understand, Ethan being a YouTuber, he doesn't understand that essentially rating a chat just helps the numbers. And one last thing. I mean, you're ashamed of the person running away from EVS, and now you're pretending you didn't take an L fatter than this person. I mean, you can't run away from something you never agreed.
He's censoring himself from saying fatter than your whore mother.
Also,
shut your whole mouth.
Instead of reading your whore mother, he says fatter than this person.
You talking about people's moms? You can never say it to my face, pussy. You never could.
I'll say it to your face.
Because these are the same type of people that won't show their face, and I can guarantee, or almost guarantee, this person is fat, out of shape, and overweight, probably morbidly obese.
Yeah, and you're the type of people that back away from all confrontation and claim it's drama-free 2024. You blocked us. You blocked me, and I've never directly tweeted at you. I've responded to maybe one or two people that tagged me in something you were in, and you blocked me. That's how fucking fragile your glass house is. Which sucks, because I'd probably become your best friend. I have some of the best friends in the world, Sturgis. You'd rank up there with Onision.
When Tweedledee and Tweedledum's camp
be
over
my
there.
bestie.
We're Tweedledee and Tweedledum now. You and me, we're Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
So, majority of them are
Tweedledee and Tweedledummer is better.
Obese or morbidly obese. So, at the end of the day, Ethan just continues to make up.
He does that. That's another Sturgisism. At the end of the day.
Crap all day long. Doesn't wait for the proof. From what I heard, he had to backtrack on that after he lied about it, and his sales are constantly declining. Rainbow the Brute hitting over 500K shortly after the drama starts, and the book is still not done. Meanwhile, you got people like Vito the Pito still hasn't put out a book, yet wants to sit up here and criticize Eric, and he's put out 3 already. And Yaira #1 and Gooding will probably be out before
once
that book.
Vito puts a book out, we can start criticizing Vito's work. That's how this works. You're not absolved from criticism just because you put out things to criticize. That's actually what gives criticism its legitimacy. When you give the world a piece of work, critics critique it.
It's anyone's hands.
Age-old process.
But we'll see how it goes. That'll be all for today. I appreciate you all for checking out the video. If you like the
That'll be all for today.
And he does his normal new subscribe to those subscribers.
Hit the like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, and hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get notifications anytime I post a new video or live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
I feel like we should watch a video of Sturgis from when we first started talking about him, because I think he's become a more eloquent speaker since we've been following him. I think we pushed him to become a better person. I think the adversarial back and forth he's had with us has actually made him stronger.
Let's watch Tucker Carlson interview Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid is one of the most famous actors in the world.
Randy Quaid.
He's been in about 150 movies.
They're brothers.
Movies spanning almost 50 years, and he is
Randy
at the same
Quaid
time
is
a really
way more interesting
and engaged person with a lot to say, who thinks a lot and thinks freely. He's also an accomplished musician. But he has a project coming up that you probably ought to know about. We thought it was definitely worth telling you about. And so
I swear to God, if Dennis Quaid's putting out a fucking comic book, I'm done.
Right now. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tucker. I'm so glad to be here.
So, I mean, I could ask you a million questions, but I want to get right to the project that's coming up right now about our power grid that you did. Can you just give us a quick overview of what this is and why did you do it?
It's called Grid Down, Power Up, and it's about an issue which concerned me.
Grid Down,
really
Power Up? Is that like face down, ass up?
for quite some time. They did a segment on 60 Minutes about this, but basically there is a 100% probability that our sun generating what they call a GMD, which is a solar storm, that hits our Earth and the magnetic field that we have around the Earth and can fry everything that is electric.
Yes,
above the
we're
ground,
getting in the doomer grift now.
including our entire grid.
And this would happen organically, naturally? That's just what the sun does?
It has happened. There was they call it a Carrington event.
The last
which
Carrington event was in 1812. That was before we had cell phones. Now it's going to completely destroy our prison system with the guard codes, and everybody will get out and tear the wall down.
I don't know
be a
anything about
molestation
any of this.
nation in America.
Happened in, I think it was 1859, and at that time, basically we had telegraph lines, that, as far as electricity goes, and it fried our entire telegraph system that was set up, had to be replaced. And
the entire thing?
The entire thing. And so imagine what that would do now with a very large storm, which there's a 100% chance of it happening. That was a 100-year event, they call that one. And
I'm not good at math, but
the trillions of
1859
dollars that it would take to replace all that, plus
Yeah,
there would,
you're not good at math, Tucker, and you're even worse at analogies.
we wouldn't even get to spend those trillions of dollars because it would take out not only the electricity, but all of our entire infrastructure and our society runs our electricity. We don't.
By the way, we haven't mentioned it yet tonight, but please click the link pinned in the chat. Help us get to 50% of our goal. Start a tip train right now. Thank you.
We don't know how to live without it. You turn on. There wouldn't be any water in your tap. There wouldn't. You couldn't get gas for your car because the whole system is broken down. Everything that we rely upon would be gone. The food would melt in our refrigerators. There would be
What's not melted food?
And they predict within.
No.
Yeah, your refrigerator would turn into an instant food melter.
A year.
I thought he was going to go with something way worse to lead off all the doom of the doomsday, but he's like, food will melt in our fridge. That ice cream, you better eat it quick.
90% of the population would be dead from starvation, disease.
See, maybe you start with 90% of the population will die with starvation and disease, and Tucker will be like, why? He'll be like, oh, the fridge melts. The food in the fridge melts.
Or, people.
Gross.
It gets back to the Stone Age again.
Killing each other.
Yeah.
Well, I welcome the Stone Age. Dr. Frankenstein says, mock away, Tubby. You act like I'm not ready for this. You act like I cannot wait.
Shocking.
Yeah, so
bit of information.
That really lifts your day, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I'm adding that to the Armageddon file that's growing.
Nobody's really talking about it, and in fact, President Trump actually signed an executive order to harden our grid to protect ourselves against an event like this happening. Obama tried to get that going as well, and it's stuck in these regulatory agencies that and lobbyists, because money needs to be spent. Most of our grid power companies are privately owned.
He's got that old man drawl like Ric Flair has.
The weird
but
slur.
This is definitely going to occur.
And so,
is it just drunk old man?
It would mean, and this is not from a foreign adversary.
I mean,
I always assumed it was drunk old man with Ric Flair.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, but this is.
It wasn't. It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
but we're starting with just what nature might do.
Yeah, this is not what you call an enemy. This is our. The sun that we rely upon every day, and these solar storms that happen, and they happen with frequency, and you've seen, everybody's
Jason
seen
J-Loss
pictures
is
of the
crazy.
sun.
He does
where,
run in
the
his
storm
family.
is happening. And these
I
flares
think Randy
come out,
Quaid might be
and
the
they're
same
ejected
one.
out into the solar system, and we just, like in packets.
Dennis Quaaludes.
And
no,
All right, T-Bob. I looked up T-Bob Live or T-Bob Love 9466. I'm getting nothing. Are you trolling me, dude?
I think it was 2014. We barely missed one by 5 days that went across our path of orbit around the sun. And it's going to happen. And then, once it hits the Earth, there's a 50% probability of it either being us or the Eastern Hemisphere, who's ever exposed to that's the sun.
So, is there anything that you can do? I mean, could you harden our electrical?
Yes, there are simple things that we could actually do. That could be built in that would, not only for the military, which we'll get to, but just civilian infrastructure to protect it, that relatively inexpensive compared to what it would cost if an event like this happened. And overall, over time, it'd probably be about $100 billion, about the same that we just gave to Ukraine.
Compared what they gave to Ukraine, except it would go to me and my team.
Protect them from the Russians, and it'd be money spent. Plus, also,
T-Bob, what's your Twitter at? I'll contact you there.
He's the easiest guy to
the
get a hold
process
of.
of doing this,
Not at all.
It's like a space program. You
artists.
find out all kinds of other things that actually help society and advance us and our technology. But they're basically relays, protective relays that could be put at our substations and transformers, that in an event like this happens, kind of similar to kind of a surge protector that you have in your computer, that since that there's a surge like that, and cut it off to protect it frying our transformers.
Would, and pardon my total ignorance on this topic, I'm embarrassed, but would such a solar storm hurt people or just electrical components?
No, it doesn't hurt people. In fact,
hurt people.
It's only like the transistors and anything electrical, and you can melt it. These transformers that we have, I think there's you remember the blackout that happened in New York not too long ago, and that it was trees that were hanging over a power line just like that, which caused a surge of power and upset the balance. And it all relies on these transformers that get overheated, and if you need to replace one, you don't just replace one. They weigh about 500,000 pounds to begin with to get them. It takes, if you want another one, it takes 2 years to get one. We just don't have them sitting around just ready to replace either. It's really difficult. It takes time. And if you had a situation where your supply chain's cut off, and we get some of them from China.
We're in a race against time.
So he's selling like doomsday goods, is basically what Dennis Quaid is into these days.
Yeah, he's talking towards it. NASA definitely recognizes that if a Carrington event happened today, that it could be severe, could have widespread electrical disruptions, persistent blackouts, global communication blackouts. The chaos could cripple economies and endanger the safety and livelihoods of people worldwide. They have an AI working on ways to give time to prepare for solar storms. They're working on it, but we need Dennis Quaid, or else we're going to be in a fucking water world, dude.
By the way, and it's just tough to do.
If I can just ask you a dumb question, so an event like this happened in 1859, and it took out our entire telegraph system. So this is
that's why we don't have telegrams anymore.
quite some time.
Yeah.
And yet we built a system that's vulnerable to it.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, the storms come in varying intensities. That Carrington event, must have been, upwards of like 85 volts per meter. I think that's what the figure is, the way they measure it. And our system is built to take on like 8 volts per kilometer. I mean, 8 kilometers, and it won't handle it. That's
so when I send you T-Bob a request, it says, didn't work. Double check it that the username is correct.
What Obama wanted.
So the name you're giving when I try to add you is not working. My Discord link is in the description, T-Bob. Why don't you just join my Discord server?
When he, by executive order, wanted to harden our system. He wanted it brought up to that. And the regulatory people, NERC and FERC, took it and wound up just protecting our...
I like how Tucker just flat out made a log cabin for his log cabin Republican show.
Yeah. Wood paneled on the inside even.
Infrastructure to 8 volts. And so it's like 10 times less. There was, because of these other storms that came through, one I think was like 12, another one was this or that. And so it wasn't a worst case scenario, in other words, that they prepared for. And
was it NERC and FERC scenario?
What you need to prepare for.
Of course. Now, you're describing what we used to call, when we believed in God, acts of God.
Yeah.
Probably are acts of God, but whatever. But things that no human can control.
Right.
But there's a
force
whole...
majeure. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a whole nother category, though, of attacks from adversaries or terrorists.
Yes, that's the other thing. And
what are those?
Another scary thing. I think, the world, as far as the danger in the world today, is much greater than when I was growing up. I grew up at the height of the Cold War, where we had duck and cover.
Yeah,
I lived in
duck and cover would not save you from an atomic bomb.
Houston, which was within that circle during the Cuban Missile Crisis of getting hit, and probably would have been hit, and by the bomb, and it's scarier today than it was then. At least we had mutual annihilation, and we had deterrence, based on that we wouldn't pull the trigger because the other.
Here you go, T-Bob. Join the Discord right here. I'm popping it right there in the chat. There you go. Join it. I think you're a troll.
Your adversary was going to destroy you too, and
it better not be a troll. Wasting
that
all this
time
on a troll would be fucked.
I know.
Where it's
better be
God
damn
it! Russia, the United States, it's North Korea.
Yeah, Pakistan.
That everybody knows. Pakistan, India, Iran.
Yeah.
Which, they believe they already have the nuke. They just don't have the delivery system for it that could reach the United States. And you
believe Iran has
you didn't know about?
I think they
then
do.
Is now scarier than mutually assured destruction.
Apparently so.
Mutually assured destruction. That's like, come on, we're in this together. But here, the lights go out and your fucking ice cream melts? Hell no.
Yeah. The Russians...
Do I think I can kick your ass? Hell yeah. Do I think you can kick my ass? Hell no.
None of us that know are worried about the fucking refrigerators melting our food. Because those in the know we'll just eat the weak.
Been helping them out. And... if they don't have one, they're going to have one within 6 months to a year. And it's really, we've been approaching it, well, they don't have the delivery system. They don't have the ICBMs that can deliver that all the way to the United States. They definitely could hit Israel, though, who they're committed to destroying. And, but they also have their terror organizations. And it's gotten to the point now where it's getting so condensed. these suitcase dirty bombs, whatever they are.
Yes.
You could definitely rig one of those up and hook it to a Scud missile, put it on a cargo ship just off the United States coast, send it up to a certain altitude, explode it, and how that would,
this is
what they call
astrophysicist and nuclear arms expert Dennis
Quaid.
This
He
is
knows.
rock and roll musician Dennis Quaid. This is Meg Ryan banging Dennis Quaid. He knows his shit.
super EMP, which is electromagnetic pulse, which is the same thing as a geothermal event, with the sun. It's if you send up a missile, a nuclear with a nuclear bomb on it, it exploded at 400 kilometers above the Earth in space. Basically, you won't see it. You won't see the explosion because it's in a vacuum of space. You won't hear it. No people will be killed. But the gamma rays, which are thrown out from that, would encompass most of the United States and take out this very same grid. And which could cause a power outage all across the United States up to
according to
months, even a year.
PVC insulation
And we'd have the same
computer and control wires is rated to insulate up to 1000 volts. Dumbest Quilt believes touching a 12-volt battery to a power line will cause the apocalypse.
Okay, you don't understand. We need to get all that PVC pipe in one specific area.
You don't understand the man, the myth, the legend, Dennis Quaid.
T-Bob is talking to Ruby Jewels in the Discord now.
Oh my God. Is he in there? All right.
That's what he says.
All right. There he is. All right. I'll give him. Wow. I had to stop that because that's just going to
Dirty
like.
Weapons are nowhere nearly as a proper atomic weapon because they don't reach critical mass. It's just spreading a bunch of radiation with no damage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, shit.
It's Sturgis hijacking the show.
What a
It was
piece of
Sturgis
shit.
all along.
Now I'll get someone in here.
She drives me crazy.
Ooh, ooh. That was a Sex Twister song. Bow, 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 bow.
Bow, 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 bow. Did anyone see Quaid in Dreamscape? I did not.
All right.
Dr. Frankenstein says we all just were attacked by a bioweapon, remember? No, no, no. That was a platypus or something.
All right, T-Bob, I just sent you a DM. You should be able to use that. Click on that link. There you
Everybody
go.
who watched the Mean Girls musical this week, were you let down by the erasure of the edgy jokes? Or did you love the lyrical homage to the classic? These are the questions we have to know. I don't know if I've seen Inner Space. Morton Dave. Can't recall. Looking it up right now. Let's see.
Hey,
I don't believe
I think I'm
watched
going to
Inner Space.
leave the call and re-enter it really quick. Okay. So I'm gonna
Looks good,
leave.
though.
I'll leave and come right back.
We'll be right back. Was it the
There we go.
idea.
Why am I in here twice? What the fuck?
What's going on?
And now you're frozen. Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on.
no.
Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck? Am I in here twice? Shit. Everything is awry right now. Hold on, everybody. There's like a weird glitch happening right now. Hold on, hold on. God damn it. Hey, can you hear me?
I think so.
All right. All right. It's not like doubled or anything, right?
Doesn't seem like it, no.
All right. And then there's this motherfucker. Are they T-Bob? Let's see who they are.
This is Tucker's show now.
T-Bob.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's T-Bob. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Man, I'm trying to figure this damn thing out. It ain't letting me show my video.
There's like a little button that looks like a camera. I'm going to reboot my entire audio system really quick here.
T-Bob.
Yeah.
Except no
T-Bob.
substitutions.
Did he leave? Yeah, he left.
Well, glad he came on to say his piece.
Hello, Bob?
Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a Carrington event that has disconnected the internet and our refrigerators from Trumpster Bob. The T-Bob soundboard trolled you.
T-Bob.
That was a
Yeah,
solid
baby. I just hit the wrong button, man.
How you doing, T-Bob?
Man, I'm done. I wish you guys would get up to date on your technology. You know, the Skype technology is outdated.
It usually works. And actually, we were listening earlier when they were bringing Eric July on to that show for the Blaze. They were talking about being on Skype, too.
Yeah, well, you know, fuck the Blaze, man. Them guys are libertarians. They follow the Hinkle family, and they're a bunch of cocksuckers.
Do you hear the way
Hinkle family cocksuckers?
Do you hear the way he sounds, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It ain't my fault. They like to, you know, there's a bunch of Peter Puffers over there. You know,
Change your
genius that helped start up the Blaze. And you know, Gavin, he's not from Canada, despite what you read. He was born in England.
So
what? His dad got him an application for citizenship in Canada when he was 10 years old.
Bob, your shit is like almost unlistenable. Like I don't know if you need to change your audio input or what, but it just sounds really bad to both of us, and we're not in the same location. So yeah, we might even wrap up this show soon. Maybe we can get you
Bob,
on
will you be
here.
free tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow, baby.
We're gonna have him on for the oh my god, T-Bob, you're actually on the top 10 list. We're voting on the top 10 list tomorrow.
Yeah. We made it to our top 10 antagonists. And you've been one of our antagonists that has gone from friend to foe on occasion. So it'd be great to have you there tomorrow if you want to come in and give your opinion on everyone else.
Oh, yeah, that'd definitely be fun. Oh, yeah, bring RBR on here, too.
All right. So I think we're going to wrap up this show. I would like to thank all you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow, 4:20 p.m. Pacific time. We will be doing the pre-show, and we'll probably start it like 30 to 40 minutes after that. So don't miss it. Tomorrow, we will see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.